Enough cybersecurity from you.
Enough.
That's
Yeah,
my
I don't want
job.
that on record.
The screen is
Yeah, that's
black.
his job.
There we go.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Penny for a Tale. We are live with Pathfinder 2nd Edition. This is episode 17 of our Age of Ashes campaign. We're picking up on quite the drama. Our players got into a bit of a pickle, but let's introduce the players before I explain just what that pickle is. Spence, why don't you go first?
Hi, I'm Spence. I play Modica Freerunner, a halfling ranger, and I also have my companion Aldonis, a warg. And I have no idea how we're going to survive this next bit.
You won't. I mean, you will. Mr. Smith.
Hello, I'm Mr. Smith. I will be playing the deranged and potentially psychotic Rune Ravenswood.
Daniel.
I have no idea what's going on right now. So.
Hi, I'm Daniel. I'm playing Sailix, the Elven Guard.
Sailix the Crestfallen.
Oh yeah, Sailix the Crestfallen. Important information.
There's a title, sorry.
Right. Real quick, I do wanna plug my game on Friday, Scion 2nd Edition. So come and check us out. It's 8:30 p.m.
We love a 2nd edition. Alex.
Oh man, hey guys! I don't know why I'm invited back here every week, or any game. I am playing. Yeah, no, I guess I'm not. I just show up. I'm playing the director, a gnome bard, who had to give up and reveal his real name last game, and hopefully, Rune didn't remember it and is unconscious and doesn't remember anything. So yeah,
We shall see.
Yeah. Okay.
Real name was Tylenol PM. Is no relation. Jen?
Hi, I'm Jen. I play Reka, also known as Draka, and I am the lizard folk druid who enjoys, eating things and spitting on people. And she just went out hunting for a couple hours, and apparently when she came back, everything went to hell. So, we'll see how that goes.
Yep. We have a returning character. Rake has been gone for a few days, but you guys are not good at covering your tracks. Well, you also didn't want to. So
we never thought about
to
it.
Follow you. No, it's good for you guys and my writing. And I am the GM tonight. I'm Ian. We are sponsored by Fantasy Grounds. I don't know if you can see it from our frame. I think we get a glimpse of it now and again, but we use Fantasy Grounds for this whole campaign. If you're interested in Dungeons & Dragons or Pathfinder, or there's like a dozen other systems it supports, go to fantasygrounds.com. It will automate your whole thing. You can run an entire campaign start to finish from it. It's super smooth and I love it. They also have a new system, Fantasy Grounds Unity, which is like Fantasy Grounds 2.0. It's just super polished. Our ambient music is from Michael Gelfi. You can check him out on YouTube. Just search his name. And our wizard, Mr. Smith, has been using the Only Sheet, which is an Excel-based character sheet. It also manages, you can run full parties. It'll run your inventory. In automation, you can progress your character and level up. It has all of your options. It's Pathfinder 1st and 2nd edition at least, and I think it covers even more. So you can go to theonlysheet.com to check them out. It's super nice. Without further ado, let's pull these people back into the chaos that they've gotten themselves into. You guys remember where we left off? You found the tribe, the village where the elephant people reside. They're not elephants, but they are people, and they happen to herd elephants. Now, when you arrived, the village was burnt to the ground, nothing but muddy tracks from the previous rainstorm, and you found one living survivor, an elder who had been exploring. You don't know why yet, because as soon as you pulled him from the ruins, he warned you. The elephants, when their masters had disappeared, were driven to a bit of a frenzy. You don't know why, but you don't really have time to figure it out because they stampeded, charged right towards you. The director was clever enough to find somewhere to hide out in hopes that they would calm down, but as you guys found refuge in one of the burned out shacks, they saw you, they followed you, and now they've been encircling the building, which feels ready to collapse at any second. And in this moment, as the swarm encircles the building, closing in, you can feel the choke. There's no exit. That vision that you saw, the director, Sailix, and Monica, it disappears. Director, you still feel the hand that she placed around your throat as she yelled at you. She wanted you to find a better ending. And I think you want to too. And you might, because Rune wakes up next to Aldonis. Rune, as you awaken, you find yourself in a smoky, burnt, roofless shack in the middle of the jungle. You can tell you might be in a clearing because it's just clear sky, no trees above you, and maybe the loudest thing you've ever heard. Dozens, maybe hundreds of massive feet stomping in a circle. Your friends are here, but they don't have comforting expressions. What's your first reaction?
You are actually strapped
Rune-
to Aldonis.
Rune just snaps up, grabbing at his head a little bit, looking around, and almost immediately as he snaps up, Corvus sort of appears, flies in, seeming to become itself again upon Rune's consciousness. But the behavior of Corvus is different. Corvus just sort of lands and cocks its head and in an unfamiliar voice, "Hello, Rune. Are you awake yet?" And Rune just
Interesting.
looks at his companion. Yes. What's going on, everyone?
Impending death, the usual.
I think at this point I'm still like I was over at the basement checking it out, finding that it was a dead end, so
Right.
I don't even know that he's awake yet.
The building is very small. You would
Oh, okay.
you would be able to see the entire contents of it. It's more like a shack.
Oh, okay. Well, then never mind. We were captured by kobolds, and then I convinced them to release us, and we were gonna come and see if the elephant people could help with this rash that Sailix has. And then we got here, and the whole place had been stampeded. They were angry and around us, and the director did that weird spell thingy where he calms people down, and that worked for the most part. Also, there's like a weird headless lady in your head, and it's fucking weird. That's the
Winces
short
at the
version.
mention of the headless lady.
That's the short version. And I don't want to die. Also, let me get you
Monica,
off
and you
of
mentioned that.
Aldonis.
Anybody can make a perception check. Rune doesn't need to. About what Monica just said, recalling that headless lady.
Perception.
Salix, you can see between the cracks of the poorly constructed shack, the elephants. If you want to make a perception check, you can make a count. See how many there are. Director, you noticed something.
Oh.
I will message you.
Ooh.
Anybody else have a
J-
plan?
Rune just looks at the group. Are you saying we're surrounded by elephants?
Yes.
Yes.
Do they want to kill us?
Probably.
Yeah.
Did I get anything
Did we do
in?
something to them?
No.
So they're being elephants.
Jossie is in the room as well, scanning, looking outside, trying to find an escape. You also notice another, a Mwangi man, human, elder. He's bandaged, heavily wounded, sitting on the ground. Question if he could even get up if he tried, but he looks confused about the situation. It's quite obvious that he's likely part of the elephant clan, the humans here that settled. in the jungle, but this behavior is not usual.
You said that he was in the same room we are, or
Yeah.
Well, yeah,
he's
we're in a
since
shack.
you all.
yeah, that's
Yep.
what. Okay. I don't want to distract from. He's gonna kind of look at Corvus. He's gonna kind of look at the bird, and like I don't want to distract from like the impending doom that we have, but he's going to turn to the guy now. What what is happening? What is going on with these elephants? Is this? He's going to kind of go back and forth and not really know what to how do we do this? How do we write out of this? What are our options here?
Can I, while they're discussing this, you said the roof had caved in, right?
Yes. Yep. So there's no ceiling, no roof.
Are there any beams where I could climb up to get a better vantage point?
Yeah, you could easily climb up to the top.
I want to do that and look around. Because clearly I can't see anything at my level.
Okay, and you, Sailix?
Did I notice anything with my perception check?
Scanning, you count, it's really rough. It could be 5 and it could be 50 of these things. It's definitely a blur. And now that the clouds are rolling in, there's not a lot of sharp light.
Right.
Even distinguish them. Monica, as you climb up, make a reflex save for me.
Got it.
Finding a secure beam to hoist yourself onto the top. Suddenly, the entire building shakes, testing its own constitution. Monica, you are thrown from the shaking onto the ground. You land perfectly, unscathed. A sound even louder than that of the elephant stampede. Lightning from the clouds. You see it bolt down feet from you, just on the other side of the building, disturbing the very earth around you, because you feel where the basement is, because it's just dirt. It starts to scrunch in a little bit. Something in the mud has disturbed the land nearby. Suddenly, Sailix, you notice the herd scatters out into a wider circle, more of chaos. You can't really make out what they're doing right now, but they're all moving in very different directions. Seems you guys have perhaps an opportunity to do something, but what are you going to do?
Corvus, the feathers ruffle on Corvus. Oh my, it is considerably more interesting out here. Exhilarating.
Voice on Corvus is very different, and you notice almost, you would almost liken it to a peacock, a nice, like a green sheen on his coat. It's more elegant. But what are you guys going to make a run for it? Make an attack, hop over the wall, or stay put?
Sorry, go ahead.
Ruined, looking for his staff.
It's attached to Aldonis,
Yeah.
I would imagine.
Using Mage Hand, he'll just sort of will it over to him. And Invisibility Sphere.
Awesome.
Around yourself or all of
No,
us?
it'll affect 10. I think it's a 10-foot radius or 30-foot radius. Let me double check.
Excellent. So,
10-foot emanation.
all right. So describe what happens there.
So Rune just calls his staff over and begins to spin the base into a circle on the ground as arcane symbols begin to form in the dirt itself and begin radiating outward to the full extent of the spell. And to anyone inside the sphere, nothing happens. However, anyone who happens to be just outside the sphere or even at its barrier, they see themselves or some aspect of them begin to just fade away as it starts from the base and works all the way up to its apex and completes the dome.
Oh, you got to teach me that.
Jossie says, I do not know what you did, but we need to go.
Yeah, go now. Stay close to me.
As he tries to kick open the door, it catches on a giant pile of dirt that has just formed. The wet mud is now shaped. Pushing it open, there's a crater, maybe 60 feet across, 10 feet deep. As you guys pour out, you notice the elephants are scattering. Some are turning around, some are headed towards you. Following that line goes up that hill you had to descend. There's a small hill on the far side of this village where you had to make your way down. It was muddy. At the very top, you notice your friend Reika. The silhouette of the antlers, the adornments, the half dozen kill trophies that she now wears.
Aldonis will like bound toward Reika, very excited.
Excellent.
I think Rune, did you get off of Aldonis, or are you still on him?
No, he would have gotten off. He would have gotten.
And
Okay.
Sailix, would you carry the injured elderly man?
Oh yeah, since I've already
Okay.
touched him, who cares?
Just checking. Yeah, just making sure. As you head over, Rune, you notice something is off about Sailix. His balance. He's falling and stumbling a bit, and he looks sickly, almost like he hasn't slept. But by the time you guys get to the front of the hill, Reika, would you like to say anything?
So basically, like, I imagine
Aldonis is gonna run up to you and give you a headbutt.
Aldonis can't leave the 10-foot emanation area. Just
Oh,
FYI.
he doesn't care.
Okay, then he's visible. Then he becomes visible.
Yeah.
So basically, like, she would have been like performing this like ritual to the storm god and like chanting and stuff like that. So like, there's just like Ian. I don't know if it's if it's daylight or night or whatever, but I kind of just picture there's like this angry cloud above her that like she's directing.
Was midday, but there definitely was an angry cloud.
Yeah, that she was just like directing over there.
Wind and lightning.
And yeah, I imagine like when the dog pops out from nowhere, she's kind of startled, but like sort of okay. Where are the rest of them?
They're coming. They're coming. They're invisible or something. Rune did magic again.
Yes, I imagine we have to talk about some of that.
You went hunting. You went hunting without me.
I am sorry, but I think that somebody needed to keep Monica out of trouble.
Yeah, Monica's always in trouble.
But we will need a lot of catching up to do.
Yes. His big old tail is wagging and making a wind.
She'll give him head pats.
Yeah, that's all he wants. All he wants. Big old evil dog. All he wants is head scritches.
Head pats. Head pats.
Rune, as your emanation creates a bubble, you become the de facto leader of your small group as you try to navigate towards Reika. It's going to take you longer to get there to ensure everyone stays within the bubble. But you do notice the elephants have spotted Aldonis and Reika, and more than a few of them are headed towards them. Reika and Aldonis, you notice this as well.
He will turn and bare his teeth, and his hackles are up, and just like, no.
Sizing up the opponent, Reika, you could take on an elephant, but you don't think you could take on 10. They seem to be coming from every direction.
And I'm assuming I don't have enough time to do Call of the Wild to be like, hey, can some of you guys like not?
Yeah, you don't know. It might be mere seconds.
Yeah. Okay.
The failure might just get you gutted. An option is to run.
Okay.
Which is exactly what Rune says we should do. Just run.
Run?
Yeah.
All right. So, Reika and Aldonis, you will begin here. We're going to move into a chase encounter.
Okay.
Using the game mastery guide. Are you just going to prioritize fleeing as fast as possible?
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be a challenge. You're outmaneuvering multiple targets. The goal is to get as far away from the village as possible, because some of these elephants at least seem to be actively chasing you down. So if you're trying to just make a full effort to flee, we'll begin the encounter, and then we'll just go down the list of the various obstacles you guys.
Part of me is curious if I can, like, you know, use like wild empathy to attempt to, like, you know, get some of them to chill, like if they do end up getting too close. Because I don't think, I mean, again, like, coming into the situation, like, as a druid, I don't see her, like, fighting wild animals that are defending territory or whatever immediately. Like, she would try to be like, hey, like, you know, let's not.
Right.
So
yeah, if you want to make a diplomacy check on these things.
Oh god, this is gonna be hard, but sure, let's do it.
They're barreling in your direction.
All right. Oh god.
Rune,
this was a social thing. I'd be able to help you, but
I mean, it technically is.
I'm not close enough. Like, I can't. I don't know what's happening.
Rune, your party doesn't seem to be spotted. The invisibility did work. Theoretically, staying still would keep you safe unless something ran in your direction, not seeing you, and then trampled you guys anyway. And there's quite a lot of them here, at least a few dozen. And it's more that it's just so chaotic that it's a good idea to get
I
far away while
realize
you can.
I should probably consider getting trained in diplomacy as my feat.
Oh, whoops. You can take it as if you did. Yep.
Okay. I don't know. How was that roll? Was it okay or terrible?
Not good. So
Okay.
describe what you do, but expect it not to work.
Should I use a hero point?
Was this a diplomacy?
Yeah. It is a diplomacy check, and yeah, it's kind of a dire situation.
Okay. So I'll use a hero point.
All right.
Yeah. Okay. And all right, let's try it again.
Yeah. The ones charging directly towards you stop.
Okay.
In their tracks. They still seem furious in their behavior. What do you wish to communicate to them?
So I guess basically, you know, she would like do whatever physical gesture to, like, you know, make herself look like non-threatening, but also, like, you know, someone to be respected, I guess. So you know, I guess, like, it's like when you're encountering a bear, how people say to go like this or whatever. So you also
so you would probably know maybe that elephants will charge up until you get right up in their face.
Okay.
And so you would do something like that, maybe.
Yeah.
That's out of character, but helping.
Yeah, but you know, basically, she's trying to do the, like, physicality and as far as what she's trying to communicate, just, like, you know, be calm. Whatever has angered you, perhaps I can help. You know, I am sorry that they entered your territory, but I'm sure that we can come to an arrangement where we work this out.
Interesting. We do remember over a year ago, Reika managed to speak to the trees on the other side of the planet. You might expect that in this scenario, but it doesn't happen. You've yet to communicate with animals directly like that. but you find that speaking to them still helps, as it appears they're listening. The few that stop, they circle around you cautiously. They look at you as if they were familiar with you, with who you are. But the rest of the elephants here are still furious, charging about. Only a few stop to listen to you. Some even just scatter off to join. You can tell that they're angry. Somebody's come and burned down their entire village, more than likely killing all of the humans who took care of them. And now they're sort of left in ruins, and they don't know what to do about it. But that's not enough to expect mercy from them. Their rage is probably going to be pretty blind. That being said, it seems as if you have an opportunity here to try to get out of the way a little bit. What do you want to do?
So by out of the way, like, what do you mean? Just like find out what pissed them off, or just like leave?
You would find it's quite tricky to figure out from them because they won't speak to you.
Okay.
In any super sophisticated way, but you know that you saw the group. They were carrying someone from this tribe, a human. Perhaps he has the answers.
Okay.
It's just a matter of getting them out.
Okay. So I guess I will try to. So I get the feeling that they liked the humans that lived in the village, if I'm understanding you correctly.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I guess I would say I am a healer. I can save the last human you were protecting. But I can't do that if your brothers are going to impair us from doing that. Please let us save him, and he will, and then we can work towards rebuilding what you have lost.
Perfect. So, the language barrier starts to manifest here. They're confused, going back to being enraged. You notice they start to shake a little bit, and they're getting ready to rejoin the chaos and the mob mentality of the stampede. But for now, they won't attack you.
Okay.
At least these ones. You know the group is somewhere in the direction that Aldonis came from, if you would like to join them. But you also don't see where they are, unless anybody scattered and left the bubble. Yeah, figured not.
Okay.
So you don't see them, but you know they're nearby somewhere. Which brings back to Rune. Which direction would you like to go in here?
Well, is there a stampede path that we're kind of running along at this point?
Nope, they seem to just be going. It's turbulent flow here. They're going in all sorts of directions.
Right.
But you have a couple of openings. It's a series of openings. If you just pick the most empty spot one at a time and handle those obstacles, you see a path that you could take to get out. Yeah, and I mean there's some ravines which look like a clear spot, or there's like a bridge over, or a building over a ditch or a small stream. If you can get over, that's probably gives you a bit of an advantage. Just barriers that you can't be directly followed by is probably a good idea. At a decent pace, you might even be able to get out normally. The only issue is you don't know how large this territory is, and your spell does not last that long relative to how far you have to travel.
No, it will not last forever.
So for now, you're fortunate not to be directly pursued, but the noise of the random motion means you have to be constantly on the move.
How much could we hear of what Rika said?
Probably not a lot over the din of the stampede. But Aldana's heard it. So
yeah.
I'm
guess-
just
Does the invisibility bubble, does it dampen like smell and any traces or tracks they leave behind?
No, you could track. Yeah, you could track them.
So I guess like while I'm doing this, I would like look down.
Watch out for our footprints. Like
excellent.
You know, can you smell them and where they're going?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like I can smell them from here.
Then let's follow so I can try to heal their human, and we can.
Perfect. So we will begin the chase with Rune and the bubble first, and then Reika and Aldonis. We're going to use it as if you two were chasing the rest of them, because you have to catch up in time so you don't lose them. The stampede will cover their tracks pretty quickly. First obstacle, Rune, you find a clearing. You're heading towards a bridge because you think if you can get over a small land bridge, you've narrowed out like most of the enemies. But there's a fence. If you would like to climb over the fence, it is an athletics check. You notice there's also a lock on it, which somebody could pick. Somebody in that group, anybody can participate.
I can try to pick it, I guess.
Okay.
Let me make sure I have the right stuff for that.
I'll save everybody from having to.
Oh no, I'm no longer a rogue, so I don't have that. But I do have Junk Tinkerer. Would that help me?
Cast magic missile on the fence.
Tinkerer.
No, I don't.
I mean, that would work too.
It would, but it's like fireball on it. Whatever.
I mean, you could. You're trying to. That's force damage. You could try to bust the fence down.
No, I'll.
Other than that, it's going to be an athletics check for everybody who
it's magic
climb
missile.
over it. Yeah.
Yeah. Do it.
Okay.
Do it. We got injured.
All right. I think that's pretty apropos to, oh shit, there's something locked down. Fuck it. Done.
Yeah. I mean, everything's been
I'll call down
here.
hell. Yeah.
How many missiles do you
4.
shoot at this
It's
Those 4 just smack. And this fence has been burned, so it actually crumbles into ash and it creates an opening. You guys clear it just fine.
Director's just gonna keep running because he's so small. He's like he's already like nothing in my way.
Monica's right next to you.
Yes. Ian, is that considered a hostile action? The casting of magic missile.
Ooh, yeah.
It is.
I believe. Director. Visible.
It's okay. Because then I can cast invisibility sphere right afterwards, and that's my heightened, so it lasts for an hour.
Ooh.
Excellent. Wow, for an hour?
An hour, because that's my heightened one, and I just looked that up.
We're never going to find you.
Spell. The duration increases to 1 hour. So.
Reika and Aldonis, you retrace your steps, but I want a survival check.
Okay.
To track where they went. They've been.
Oh, do you want one from Aldonis too?
Yeah, in case Reika's fails. You find the footprints, and. Excellent. You find the footprints and it leads to a crater, which you can see about 50 feet away, where a fence used to be. You assume they just headed in that direction. You see what Rune saw, which was a land bridge over just a large ditch. It looks like maybe crowd control for the elephants. And you head in that direction. Now, on your way, you guys encounter another obstacle. In order to get over, you found a dense cluster of buildings, some toppled over, so now there's no alleyways to get in between. You're going to have to climb over and jump, so much like jumping rooftop to rooftop. You're going to have to navigate rubble to get over or risk a longer route. Do you take the riskier route or try to get over?
I
mean, we're going to look
Sailix,
at the group.
how are you feeling?
Sailix will immediately go for the riskier route.
The riskier route, the long way?
Yeah.
He's not trying to jump today.
Is the riskier route the jumping?
Well,
or
I'm
Well,
also holding a injured man.
it would be difficult to navigate the rooftops there.
Which is
So-
the shortest route?
Like if it was just
The
Sailix,
shortest
he
route is
could-
just over the building, over the rubble.
I don't think
instead
I
of
can
moving
make that.
around it.
I don't think I can make multiple jumping attempts, which is what this is going to be. I think that the director would I'll go with him to keep the invisibility. If anybody wants to go over, that's all you. I don't think I can do it.
All right, Rune, let's go over.
All right.
Godspeed.
Excellent. Director and Sailix, perception check to find a path. If you want to find a way around, Monica and Rune, you're making your way over. That is that's athletics.
This is
I'm
going to be
into my
terrible.
wheelhouse.
That's great. That's fine.
That is a fail, Monica.
I'm hero pointing that.
All right. Director, it's a fail. Sailix, you find a path.
All right. I would immediately point the director in that way.
just keep moving. He's like at a steady pace of
Rune,
like
that Monica, you managed to catch yourself. Rune, you have no such luck. You will fall unless you spend a hero
point, I guess.
All right.
Stupid
That's what
dice.
they're there for.
And this is the roof caving in as you're trying to climb up. That was a natural 20.
Yeah.
So you managed.
if anybody is watching, can they give us hero points?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If
Wow.
the time comes, viewers, we might need you because we're wasting our hero points here.
Give him a gun.
There
Give a gun.
is no hero point one anymore, but I think it was the 2,000 points. So if you the gods of the internet can tell me otherwise, but I think if you do the name NPC and just say hero point for so and so, I think that was what we were doing.
Unless
before.
it's B. Arthur.
Unless it's B.
Or a hero
Arthur.
point purchase.
Hey, director, B. Arthur.
You two managed to, Director Sailix, you managed to find a great path. There's actually an alley, a bit of a shortcut in between the rubble. You have like a narrow passage that can get you to the other side, one step closer to this exit Rune was pursuing. Monica and Rune, you find yourself without your protective bubble of invisibility, and as you land, that hard landing sets you into mud, and you notice just to your left an elephant charging towards you.
So I kind of saw what Reika did, so I'm gonna try to do the same thing. And
right.
I have wild empathy too, but I don't really know how that's gonna play out.
So
but
diplomacy
I'm gonna try.
check to figure out how that plays out.
Okay.
We're gonna use random number generation to determine whether or not you're like dead right now. Reika
I got a plus 12,
and
so
Aldonis, you find a fork in the path, making your way to this row of collapsed structures, maybe some stables. It's a bunch of stuff and it's a mess, but the path splits. One a long way and one towards the building. You notice mud tracks. Do you head over or along?
I guess what does Aldonis like smell? Is it like, and like, do we hear the kerfuffle that's happening over there?
So I assume with a 24 he can discern that they split up.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. So he'll sniff towards the buildings and go, Monica and Rune went that way. Salix, the human, and the director went that way.
The deceased one.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Okay. I think we would follow the. I mean, do we hear them in trouble or no?
You can hear Monica from the other side.
Okay. Does she sound distressed or like?
She's yelling. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna be like, hey, we're not your enemy.
Okay. So I guess we will then try to help them out.
We will head over.
Yeah, so would that be athletics?
Athletics to climb. Yep.
Okay.
Yes, you both succeed. You're only going to
Yay!
get to the other side by the time that comes to a resolution, though. Director Sailix, as you turn the corner, the human is screaming in pain, by the way, because the leg isn't even properly supported, so the bone is being. It might be an amputation by the end of this.
As Sailix was looking at him, he was like, "If you don't shut up, I'm gonna leave you for the elephants."
Yeah, I would be terrified to be like at the mercy of Sailix right now.
Great bedside manner.
But as you come out of the alley, you see Monica. You're right by that ditch with the land bridge, and the elephant is charging towards her. As you guys turn the corner, you look to the left, about 100 feet down.
Oh, okay.
Are you going to head for the general escape, or are you going to head to aid?
I'm going to put the. Fuck, I'm so stupid.
It's okay, buddy. You do what Sailix would do.
Kill everyone.
Yeah, right. Sailix is going
He's a monster.
Sailix is going to like kind of throw the guy over his shoulder and
he wails.
Walk out of the invisibility sphere and throw Divine Lance at the elephant.
Ooh.
Okay.
Excellent. The elephant approaches you, Monica, and you made a diplomacy check, correct? It stops. Sailix, make the attack roll for that.
Please, miss.
You see a bank of mud as it slows itself.
Oh, that's the wrong one. Sorry.
Approach.
There you go.
A lance of energy, burning hot, thundering across from behind you. You feel chills and your hair moving off as it strikes the elephant right on the ear. And in a rage, it pushes you down. You fly into the ditch below, about 10 feet away. It isn't a large one. Rune, what do you do in this situation? As you're just now getting up from your fall.
He will complete what he originally was going to do. So he actually watches this lance in like slow motion pierce through the elephant's ear and watches it flail, knocking Monica, and he just slams his staff into the mud as waves of arcane energy sort of ripple through and attach and sort of thicken around the elephant's feet as it needs to make a save versus slow.
Ooh. All right. What kind of save is that?
I will tell you here in 2 shakes. Fortitude. Oh, crap.
Oh,
let me actually do the. Is there a target that I can?
I will. Yep, it's visible on the combat tracker now. You should see it.
Oh, that's huge.
Okay. Let me see if this works like I think it will.
Not that I'm trying to injure myself, but I probably take fall damage, yeah?
You no, because you're it has been broken by many feet of mud. Which in your case might actually be a lot worse because you find it very difficult to move.
Yeah. I imagine there was also tearing of clothing because there's rubble under there.
The director is heading in that direction.
I mean, it's almost like clay or sinking sand.
Yeah.
It's pretty cushiony.
It totally makes the save.
Is there a partial effect?
Actually, did it critically save? No, just barely. It did not. Okay, so they are slowed 1 for 1 round.
All right.
The duration should be not 10, but just 1.
Excellent. And that affects the movement speed?
Yeah, sorry. The oh, I don't know what the slowed effect is. That's the problem.
I'll look it up. Slowed. It is going to lose actions. This is very useful in your case, because that's quite life or death. Reka and Aldonis, you managed to catch up. You land just in time for this thing to lose a bit of its momentum. Monica has been yeeted into the ditch below. There's a land bridge nearby. You don't know where the director is, but Sailix is also approaching. You've all managed to converge on this location. This elephant isn't letting up.
I will cast Tanglefoot.
Okay, excellent.
Wow, that's no good.
Woof. That is a critical miss.
For me?
Yeah.
Oh boy, that's no good.
Oh no.
Interesting.
I do not have any more hero points. Well.
Yeah.
Hey, chat.
I think you've managed to misfire this Tanglefoot on yourself.
Wait, hero point.
Oh, did someone get a hero point?
Yeah.
There was a hero point for Rune and a hero point for Reka.
Yeah,
Shout out
look
to
at
whoever
that.
just saved your life. So you can reroll that now.
Yep. I'm going to do that. Yeah.
Much better.
Way better.
Oh, look at that, and that's a hit.
Yeah.
Movement has been stopped. The two left feet have been attached to each other. The elephant is not only immobilized, but has managed to trip and fall into the mud. Are you going to wait around to find out whether or not she can get out of this predicament? Or are you going to make your way for the bridge? Maybe head into the ditch to save Monica?
I will try to help Monica out of that.
All right. Who's going up and who's going down?
I was heading towards Monica. That is where the director head after he saw who got eaten. He's going to help her.
Sailix?
Sailix is waiting right now.
You're just standing there?
Because if the elephant gets back up, he's making his way to the bridge to lead it away from the party, hopefully. And but if they need more help, he'll go over and try to help. But he's got the sick guy on his shoulder, or the broken guy on his shoulder.
No, you put him down.
And Rune?
No, I threw him over my shoulder and then threw a divine lance.
Gotcha.
So Rune will actually just remind me what the status of the elephant is currently.
The elephant has been tripped by the Tanglefoot and is working its way out of it. So you do have some time. You can take the safe route, which is the bridge, or you can head to help Monica.
Monica.
Mud. All right. So everybody but Sailix has gone down.
Oh, I love
Good
you
luck,
all so
Sailix.
much.
Bye.
And you realize that pulling Monica out is more of a device to cause yourself to sink.
Oh God.
And in addition, not touching Monica at all also causes you to sink. This mud is.
Before I would have gone in, I would have done liberating command on Monica.
Oh, excellent. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
He would have been like, Monica, listen.
You can make.
Yeah.
You can make an athletics check.
Who, me?
Yeah. To break out before this fate that I bestow upon the party.
So remember that time when we tried to pull the horse out of the mud and it was like this really sad kid. It was a sad scene. Don't do that. Don't do that.
I'm trying.
Okay.
I'm trying. Also, Aldonis, don't get in this.
Yeah, don't get in that.
Ian, I also realized that I forgot that I had the spell Speak with Animals. So I feel foolish now.
Womp womp. There's still an elephant.
That's true.
Maybe they're not cool. Maybe they don't hang.
Yeah,
and
that's
you're
fine.
just glad not to speak with them, honestly.
Yeah.
They could be toxic. It could be the Karens of the elephant world.
The Karens of the
So I did make the. Did I make it, Ian?
Yeah, you get out and you manage to make your way to the other side. The party doesn't have to touch the mud. You guys managed to actually, as you started to sink, you could pull yourself out before it becomes detrimental if you would like to take the bridge.
I'm gonna get on Aldonis's back and let him carry me. 'cause
Aldonis is on the other side. You pull
Oh.
yourself out to the other end of the ditch. Aldonis can make it to the land bridge.
All right.
Yeah, the bridge. We'll head
taking
for
the bridge. Yeah, at a slow and even pace. The director is like slowly huffing. He is like hasn't stopped, because if he stops, he's gonna stop. So he's just gonna keep huffing.
Do you want to ride? Aldonis says to you.
Yeah, that'd be great.
So, Monica will reach down and pull you up.
Mhm.
You will notice that her shirt is torn in the back, and while it is covered in mud, you notice that there are raised sections on her back.
Mm-hmm. He's trying not to die of like breath, so he's like, "Okay, that's great." He can't breathe.
And as you make your way across the bridge, you notice this massive clearing that they've created for these elephants. It ends nearby. You're not far from it, and you do see elephants off in the distance. You haven't been safe for even a moment here. A couple of seconds could mean the difference of life and death. There's so many of these elephants chaotically moving about, but the forest is nearby, and you don't know if they navigate very well in the dense jungle. So you can sprint over to it. You have just one last hill to clear, but with the amount of mud, it's going to be quite challenging to make your way over. You can brute force it and try your luck. I don't know of any clever solutions you might come up with between now and when you get there, but barring any magic solutions, it's going to be skill checks. I believe athletics.
Aldonis is okay with that.
Okay.
Yeah, if the director stays on Aldonis, can Aldonis make the athletic checks?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Do I have to do anything to stay on him?
Hold on.
Yeah, just hold on. You're
Okay.
good.
Handle
That is
normal.
best.
Rune, Sailix.
So
This
can
is
I
gonna be terrible.
use well, because power. So would powerful
leap?
like help me? Like
Yes,
if
it
I were to
will.
like jump up?
Yep.
All right, but that's
It
still
clears
athletics.
it. Rune manages to loosen rocks with every step, causing them to effectively turn this hill into a mudslide for him. But Sailix, between good footholds, you can leap across. But I want an athletics check, or I want a strength check, because you've suddenly gained about 80 pounds holding this frail old man.
All right.
So I want to see if you can add power, even with the added weight. And it's tough. You manage to leap, but you miss a rock by an inch. And you're about to slip, and Reika catches you. She's a pro at this. She's in her natural habitat. You know this.
As she like grasps Sailix just like looks to her shock, and he's like, "I'm sorry."
Be better next time. She'll just
No, like,
give him a push up.
She don't know.
She don't know at all.
Nope.
Sailix will kind of stumble to his feet.
Yeah.
And I was like, "We'll talk later."
She just looks confused. Like, do you need help carrying the man?
As he like smacks the guy's ass, he's like, "Are you still alive?"
Oh, hell!
Sailix looking around, counting heads. You're missing somebody.
Did I drop the guy?
The director's invisible. No, you didn't drop, but Rune's down on the bottom. He fell. Flipped and tumbled. Elephants on their way.
Well, I will
closing in.
immediately drop the guy and go after Rune to help him.
I mean, you could just hand the guy to Rake up.
That would be nice.
So like, say like she's like, and then just like
catch.
Immediately like goes down.
All right.
Rune will, if he in any way sees Sailix coming down, he'll be like, "No, stay up there. Be all right."
Rune, get on your damn phantom horse or whatever and get up here.
Takes 10 minutes.
Fine.
He'll Sailix to stop, but he's like got a divine lance ready to like start like pelting elephants if they get too close.
I guess at this point, if we're like taking a momentary pause on this hill, can I like look at what's wrong with this old dude?
Yeah, his leg has shattered.
Can I heal it?
It is so damaged that your mind might immediately go to an amputation. You don't know if you have enough healing to repair it, but there's a chance.
How far down the hill is Rune?
I'd say it's a 30-foot long slope, but it's quite steep.
I'm going to take the rope attached to my grappling hook.
Perfect.
And throw the rope at him and hold the grappling hook side.
Excellent.
So for trial purposes, the Corvus will land on Monica's shoulder. Oh, now, my dear, he'll be just.
I don't like the way you're talking. Please leave me alone.
Monica, this might come off as horrifying to you, but you remember that voice very distinctly.
Shit, no.
It sounds like the woman with no head whispering in your ear all over again.
Nope.
You can almost feel the air of her particular. When she spoke, you could feel her breath, even though she didn't have a head. And it almost feels like that again. This isn't Corvus like you knew him for the last year and a half or so.
I prefer this. I can talk a bit closer if you like.
That pattern matches the gown she was wearing when you met her. It does look kind of like a peacock, but it's that green. It's like a sheen on the back.
Go on, cheer on our friend. Make sure he'll be all right. Don't worry. Just cheer him on like a cheerleader.
Can I get a strength check to pull Rune?
Sure.
So Rune will be tapping his legs with his staff.
Can I use Titan Wrestler for this to like give me a boost? Like, would this be athletics or just straight strength?
Titan Wrestlers for creatures that are larger than you?
Rune's larger than me. Everybody's larger than me. Let's be real.
True. And what does that do? Is that just a bonus?
So it. Let me get to it. Nope, that's Trin Perry. That one. No, it's you can attempt to disarm, grapple, shove, or trip creatures up to two sizes larger than you. But it would be like an athletics check.
I will allow it as a +1 bonus to your checked pull as a situational.
So is it strength or is it athletics?
You can make an athletics check because it's pretty similar to climbing. Excellent.
For Rune's part, arcane symbols begin sort of spiraling down from the top of the staff to the bottom as it taps on his legs, and that transfers to and begins to pulse over his body as he slowly begins to levitate. Casting a levitate spell.
The weight is lifted. You notice the rope no longer holding tension. Your pull certainly helps. Helps bring him in. The elephants are angry. You don't know if they see you at this moment. It's your chance to get away. Rune, as you finally make it back up.
Are you going to sit on my shoulder forever and torment me?
No, my master needs me. Of course.
It's not okay. Not listening.
Make your way into the forest.
Okay.
The clearing, it's pretty clear cut. And once you make your way in, they don't follow you. Finally, a sense of peace, despite being in the middle of nowhere. You're all out of breath. Rune, you notice one person in particular. Sailix is more than out of breath. He looks like he's out of his life essence and ready to collapse at any moment. His body.
Where's Jossie?
He's with you.
Okay.
He's followed you the whole time.
Okay.
Monica, you said Felix had a rash?
Yeah. Sailix?
So yeah, Sailix will look up like, what? Kind of snappy.
Jossie's gonna he's, do not touch him.
Yeah, we
He is
got that.
cursed.
He's diseased.
We got that. By the way, Reika, congratulations. You're probably cursed now too.
Wait.
And the
Me?
human.
Cursed with what?
He'll like take a piece of gold out of a pouch and he'll like toss it in the air. He's like, saw it on the ground, picked it up. Apparently the gold's cursed too.
Can I see it?
Yeah, can I do like a religion check on it?
Oh, it's
you can do a religion check.
Sailix will just blatantly tell you. It's,
Monica will love if Rune tries to grab that piece of gold right now. Yeah, you do notice there are hives all over his skin.
Yeah, no, if Rune reaches for it, Monica's gonna tackle him.
Sailix won't like willingly hold it out for anybody other than Reika since she's already touched Sailix. But he'll let everyone know.
You're kind
that
of breaking up, Mr. Smith.
I won't touch it. Just toss it up.
Yeah, Sailix will toss it in there.
And Mage.
Oh, perfect. Catching it. It's an unrefined nugget of gold. Looks like it's been mined. You don't know a lot about Mwangi Expanse, but what you do know is that there is a mining economy here. So perhaps it's from a gold mine nearby.
Which subsists of kobold slaves.
That is another clue.
So it's like a curse of Dahak or something. Is that
Yeah,
what it was?
so
Detect
with
magic.
my religion check.
So with your religion check, you know that there's a lot of symbolism with gold in the area from what you've picked up in the last few days, but you have no idea anything about this curse.
Okay. Because the other question, I don't know if you saw my PM, but I seem to be missing 3rd level spells, one of which is remove disease. Which seems like that would be great in this instance.
Right. Well, we also need to get the party to a camp.
Yeah.
So, how many 3rd level spells do you have?
It said I should get 3.
All right.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you should have 3 third.
Yeah.
Yeah. That would be a great spell to pick up. I'll let you do that once you can get to a camp.
Okay.
And prepare it. Rune, when you detect magic, you realize it's not magical. This is just gold. The properties that were described is not of magic but mythology, you believe. Now there's many different ways to detect magic, so you can never be fully certain, but this doesn't seem to be magical aside from the semi-magical properties of gold as a component to begin with. This seems to be a different type of illness, and one you recognize. Now, gold, mined from the ground, has special properties that you remember from your research.
I don't think he's cursed.
Is it syphilis?
Unless I got it from you, the director. No.
He's been poisoned.
It's
by syphilis.
How do you know it is related to Dahak?
The Kobold said something about it.
They also had didn't they have the trees that were rotted? Don't remember.
So there's a bit of a alchemical mixture that you can get sometimes from the earth, particularly those that have gold mined from them. It's known as arsenic. It's rather lethal in high doses, but it does have you have the telltale signs of a rash, I suspect your breathing is a bit labored and you might be getting feverish before too long, maybe vomiting or nauseous.
Yep. He's done all those things. Also, that explains why the kobolds might also be affected by all this.
Well, yeah, if they're bringing it in, they're dying by the dozens, I have no doubt.
Can I do like a basic, would medicine help me understand if that is related or if this is like religious?
Yeah, maybe not a specific, but you might have a more general sense. Ooh, you are aware of the idea of being poisoned by coming into contact with substances.
Okay.
The same reason you wouldn't go like licking everything inside of an apothecary.
Sure.
Non-magical things can kill people slowly.
Yeah.
So that would make sense beyond a curse because there's not really any evidence that it was a curse to begin with.
Okay.
It was just, they just assumed it because of the symbolism around gold.
Sometimes this particular rash or poisoning is called the Curse of the Philosopher's Stone. Early on, wizards and alchemists attempted to use arsenic to turn lead into gold.
Look. I'm feeling real fucked up right now. So if you could do something about it and stop talking, I would love you forever.
All right, let's get to a camp and
if we can get to a camp, then I can purge this from your system.
And Sailix will pick up the guy with the bum leg again and throw him over his shoulder. And be like,
Sailix, you can put him on Aldonis's back now that Rune is
Can I
conscious.
try to like stabilize that leg so at least he's not in pain?
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Do you want me to use the stabilized cantrip, or is it fine to just like feel like I did the thing?
No, I think I would like you to make a heal check if you have it. Is heal even a skill in this anymore? Medicine.
Medicine.
Make a medicine check.
Okay.
And try to put his leg together.
Okay.
Skin isn't broken, luckily. He just has cuts and bruises, nothing from the actual bone. There's no exposed bone, so
for some
you're not
reason
worried about infection
I am
yet.
not trained in medicine, which I also feel like is a mistake. Oh, that doesn't sound good.
Let me try. I am trained. Can I give it a shot?
Yeah, yep. The equipment has been laid out, but the positioning still needs work. He's in pain. That's a natural 20.
Sweet.
His leg is in place.
Awesome.
He thanks you. Probably more comfortably now that he knows that your disease is something that apparently people can fix. So he looks a bit more hopeful right now.
Alex just pats his head like a child, and is like, and gets up and
and
starts village elder, right?
Wobbling away.
Only about an hour is all it takes to find a good camp. Unless anybody wants to do anything before then, you'll find a place to rest for the night and to spend the afternoon before you head back. But the question is, where would you like to head back to? Jossie will ask that as he sets up camp. He's quite agitated just by the stress and the adrenaline of the whole thing. But he carries all the camp equipment, so he happily sets the camp.
We were going to the Elephant People to get information on the Cinder Claw so that we could get back in good favor with the Kuge. And I promised to try and help the kobolds that are enslaved in the mines. Or we could just say fuck it and go home.
Well, so aren't the kobolds that are enslaved by Cinder Claws? So by taking care of the Cinder Claws that have enslaved the kobolds, we'll be killing two birds with one stone.
Well, what do you think, Jossie? Would that appease them if we took out a slaving racket that they have and also maybe destroy a mine that would shut off some resources for them?
So hang on a second, because I need to understand what has happened.
Oh, okay. So
Let's catch Rune and Reiko up to speed.
So when I left, everything was fine. When I came back, you had been exiled.
So we sat down to hear the storyteller tell a story during the feast. And then a big black tentacle came out of Rune's eye.
Oh, right. That was good times.
And
feathers ruffle.
Reiko, you'll notice, yeah, Rune does not have an eye. He's got 50% fewer eyes since you last met him. And
I think he still has the Monica's hair ribbon wrapped around the bad eye.
Yeah.
In place of a
good purple color.
Yeah, it's great. Which is why Monica's hair is down. Anyway, so there was that, and that terrified everybody. So Jossie escorted us back and came with us with the determination that we would try to do something to get back into the Akuje's favor, because they're important to you, you're important to us, and da-da-da-da-da-da. So we came back. And then let's see here. One of the things that we were trying to do was like go across one of the like zip line things between the trees. You know, they actually looked real fun, but it broke and Moth fell, and we briefly saw him again, but he's gone. Everybody was attacked by a living sap. I think that's what you called it. And so Rune died, sort of. Then
sort of about it.
But he got better.
Moth got carried away by some like big lizard creature thing, which was weird, but you know, Moth is weird, so whatever. Then as we were trying to find a place to sleep for the night, we fell in a trap. When we woke up, we were surrounded by kobolds. Apparently me, Sailix, and the director had this weird joint dream happening, and I don't know how that happened, but it was weird.
Corvus's feathers ruffle.
Yes, Corvus, it was weird. Anyway, then we
truly enjoyed speaking with all of you.
I know, it was great. I had a great time. Like, those pastries were solid. You had a
Right.
solid pastry.
Raspberry pastries on point.
Best.
If you hadn't noticed yet, you now realize that this headless woman manifests in what used to be Corvus.
Anyway.
The voice perfectly matches.
Do I see a headless woman now?
No, you just see Corvus, but
Okay.
Corvus looks kind of green instead of raveny.
What?
I like Monica's story, by the way. I'm really enjoying this. I like hearing stories. It's so infrequent that I get to hear.
Well, then maybe you should stop interrupting it.
I'm sorry. Nope, that's fine. Keep going.
Yeah.
All right. So anyway, so we learned from the kobolds about them being enslaved in the mine, and so I negotiated that we would try to help out their enslaved brethren in order for them to not kill us, which they were going to do. Thanks, Sailix, for nothing.
Just putting it out there, I would have killed them all before anybody else died.
Just because you don't think they're fair or whatever you elves think, doesn't mean that they're not good, decent people that can be negotiated with.
We woke up tied to trees and rocks, and no.
Well, yeah, we interloped on their area, on their home. So obviously,
you don't tie people up.
They don't know who we are.
You don't tie people up.
If big scary people intruded on our keep, and we didn't know where they were, and they were acting super suspicious, we'd tie them up too until they gave us answers.
He's not wrong.
I'm not wrong.
No, I would never tie someone up that just randomly showed up.
No, you
obviously
kill them.
Would I? Because you all are still here. When you showed up to my city, did I kill you? No. You all are still here against better judgment. Now please shut up and finish your story so I can get this poison out of my goddamn body.
Considering my god is the one that will be healing you, I would choose better words.
said
was
gods
just
as in
like,
one.
Our friends
Anyway.
really love technicalities, don't they?
They do. Anyway,
Half hideous laughter.
so we left there. We decided that the rash on Sailix's arm was the first thing that we needed to get taken care of. So we were going to go find the elephant people. And then when we did, the elephants were all enraged. We also saw Vaz, and that was a thing. And none of us were able to kill her, so that was sucky. Anyway.
I feel like Reika's hackles would rise at the mention of Vaz.
She was
Actually,
on like
that
a
would be
ship.
pretty interesting for Rune.
She
How'd
did
you
ask.
react to
Rune
that?
is it just snaps.
He's like now listening to the story.
She did ask how you were doing.
Yeah, she did, and I wanted to cut her face.
She was on a nice boat.
She was on a nice boat.
Where is she going?
Did you set the boat on fire?
We
Thought
didn't
about
have
it.
most of our magic
Thought
uses.
about it. Yeah.
I was kind of dying at the moment. But,
Yeah, he
you
was.
know.
He was.
She was
dying.
going, and the director will give the direction, because I do remember like him like thinking about where she was going, down whatever river that went.
And then we got to the elephant people. The elephants were enraged. The town was in cinders and near destruction, and that's where you found us.
You hear the old man.
I see.
She is headed to the fortress.
Oh, you know her? Is she the one who did that
Fortress?
to your business? To your village?
Mirroring the direction that the director pointed. Inland. Cinderclaw territory.
Oh, okay.
And what fortress is this?
Do you have a pen?
Oh, I do. Director.
You got paper?
Yeah. Hold on, he'll start pulling out. Oh God, caltrops everywhere. Okay, he'll get him.
So you got some papers?
With proper writing
got
equipment, you'll
papers.
begin to draw a map. Quite a detailed one. The elephant people, many of them are nomadic, despite settling in a pretty centralized location. Silently, he scribbles away for 5 minutes until you're left with a map of the area, covering roughly everywhere you've explored.
Yay!
In the jungle so far. It's not perfectly accurate, but it does provide locations you've seen and landmarks. You have a sense of scale and what appears to be warnings. This was a map used by traveling elephant clan members, and he displays it for all of you to see.
And we got a similar map from the Kobolds, so we can copy that information, I guess.
I'm using this in my book.
So yeah, that's and while we were surrounded by elephants is when Rune woke up.
I see.
So Rune, how much do you remember from while you were sleeping?
Yeah, what were you dreaming about?
Yeah.
Us.
Corvus will nestle itself in front of Rune. Yes, Rune. What did we talk about?
I want to kill this bird now.
Names, dead people, love interests,
Yeah.
Shut
Do you
up,
remember
Sailix.
anything specific? Really specific?
No, I don't.
Okay, good.
Because in
That's fine. Nothing
our
important.
joint dream, you were there, but you were
Nothing
unconscious.
important happened. Absolutely nothing.
Absolutely
Yeah.
nothing.
you got slung around by your head a bunch.
And Monica
Whatever
will
this thing is.
lean over to Reika and say, "Sailix is a monster."
Whatever this thing is, as he gestures to his familiar, they chose to keep me separate from you for a period of time.
Great.
This is
Okay.
unfamiliar.
So is this related to that vial that you had?
You mean the one that he drank? All of it?
Reika's like, he did what now? Surprised gift.
Corvus
They'll just like
sort
stare
of-
at him.
Corvus quarrels. Oh yes, that was. I couldn't have planned it any better.
I bet.
Suffice to say, Rune pipes up. Moth was a errand boy for something. And, for whatever reason, I was chosen, targeted. Oh my.
Forcing
Wizard boy
himself,
being honest.
forcing himself into a sitting position. Mwangi man leans closer to the map. Says, I am Edka. I am not the only one. There are survivors.
Do you know where?
We traveled towards the sea. Downriver. We sought allies. We were attacked. This Voz, she is headed towards our enemy.
The Cinderclaw?
And he points to the skull on the map. They build a fortress of 8 shields. With it, they create 8 pillars, each one a shield. With a network, they fuel an engine. Destroy the pillars, then destroy the fortress. And he points to each of the dragon symbols on the map, and then lastly to the skull in the center. With a pen, he draws lines from each one towards the center, indicating some sort of energy source, maybe something being fed towards it.
And this is related to Dahak.
He nods.
So Rick is going to be concentrating on trying her best to like heal that leg. Ian, is it possible if like, you know, I use would it be possible to save the leg if she like used all of her healing now, then took a rest, and then did the same thing the next day?
Yes, but I will also need a medicine check.
Okay.
Just to inform me on how well that works.
Okay.
Now, that might limit your ability to remove Sailix's disease if you think he can. If you think he can hold it out a little bit longer.
Well, so I guess the first question is like.
You can use remove disease. Yes.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, I wanna be able to do that, but also, because healing I think is only a level 2 spell or whatever. Anyway, but the next question I have is like, can I be trained in medicine instead of thievery?
Yeah, we can retrain that. I don't even know how that happened.
I know, because I was just like, I know I was trained in medicine. Then I'm like, why am I trained in thievery?
I went to school for this.
Maybe
what happened?
Maybe I was supposed to be trained in thievery.
Credits were supposed to transfer. Yeah.
Probably.
Anyway, yeah. So you can. Yeah, you're trained now.
Okay. Cool. Cause yeah, that was awkward.
Yeah. Let's try remove disease on.
All right. So do you want me to roll medicine for Sailix first, or just one roll for all the things?
Let's do Sailix first. Yep.
Okay. Come on, big money.
Excellent. That one went very well.
Excellent. So, in spite of your blasphemy.
When she's healed Sailix, he will I guess bow deeply and thank her profusely for saving him. And yeah.
So basically the way that the removing disease works is that, you know, she would like look around and grab up like some leaves and things, and then like, you know, sort of erect little like where his you know, she'd like indicate like lie down on the ground, and then sort of put little sticks like as mini lightning rods along like the parts where, you know, his body's been like inflamed or infected, and then sort of, be chanting and praying, and then you'd sort of notice like this, like, with like the liquid and the goo and the ooze and stuff, there'd be like a miniature, like that feeling of pressure, like when there's a storm in the air, and like how that air shifts and changes, and you'd feel a sort of static, as like, all of the gunky stuff sort of like electrifies, but it oddly feels very soothing and nice, like if you ever put like a mint lotion on yourself.
Right.
And your skin ends up looking way more cleaner and more refreshed after. Your pores are open.
So Sailix will ask if there's anything that he can offer to your god later as tribute for your help.
You know this god to be Gosray. Yeah, you can make a knowledge religion check, Sailix, to see if you would know how to honor this god intuitively.
Jen, do not know what that was.
Jen has already honored Gosray very well. That was a great description.
Excellent. Let's see.
Just harmonize with nature. Usually the way to do it.
Gonna go get naked in the forest.
Be at peace with harsh weather. And brutal nature is just something to accept. Don't try to resist it.
Exactly. The same rain that you complain about is the rain that blesses crops. God damn it, Alex.
In Wangi jungle.
Is there a water source nearby?
You realize now, because of the direction that you fled, you're near the river that you encountered Vaz at first.
Okay.
I'm gonna try the medicine on the dude now.
Monica, seeing that everybody's calmed down, is going to go towards the river to just have a minute. And also wash the mud off of her.
Good, not so good, Ian.
It went poorly.
Damn it.
You don't want to undo Sailix's great handiwork, so you're not going to touch the leg.
Okay.
For now, you will be able to prevent it from getting worse. So any infection that could spread and kill him, you have managed to put a hold on that. It's not going to get any worse, but he also might not get his leg back. You won't know until tomorrow.
Okay. Basically, as long as she can put him in a spot where it is stable and like he's not in as much pain, like that's good. And now she's just like kind of like slumps against a tree, like I'm exhausted.
How about Director and Rune? Are you exhausted as well?
The Director is, because he just had a run. The most he's ever run in probably his life for any long period. But he's kind of staying around with the group and is kind of hanging out around Rune. And like as things start, he's like, "You okay there? You doing okay?"
I have a pretty splitting headache, to be completely honest.
Split right down the middle.
Familiar is no longer my familiar to some extent. Oh, my dear master, of course I'm your familiar.
Yeah. Well, change happens whether we like it or not. I think this is just the next part of your story.
Jesse's gonna sit on the felled log right between you. Give you a clear view. He's holding the map. He points. The dragon symbol, expertly scrawled onto the map. It's quite close to the village of Akravel. The logo of the Akuja elf. You can spot it on the map. He points to it. I have a plan.
Well, that's good, because I'm out of plans right now. I'm too tired.
You will sleep soon. The Akuja, they do not trust you, Rune.
Well, yes, of course. I have a otherworldly worm in my head.
But they must know you fight for them.
I'm sorry. What is your name?
I am Jassi.
Jassi, yes. Listen,
He glares at
I
you.
will help anyone
Suspiciously.
here as best as I can. But to be completely honest, I'm a little terrified about myself right now. I've got this thing in my head, and I need to figure out how to get it out. So if you need me to do something, so be it. I will do everything I can. I just don't know what the outcome is actually going to be.
Looks down for a moment. I have not told you what it means to be Khalidi. And he brushes his fingers against. You notice he's wearing a lot of gold jewelry. Most Okuje don't. You don't remember. You remember them being very against gold, yet he wears it almost all over his body. Legend holds gold is the blood of Dahak, the great darkness. We Khalidi are warriors tasked with fighting the darkness. But to fight him, we become him. And in wearing gold, we do not bless ourselves, we curse ourselves. So that in the darkness, we can destroy it. That is what you have.
Corvus will hop on Rune's shoulder. Listen to this crazy old man. He may have a point.
He points back to the map.
What is your plan? What do we need to do?
Dragon Pillar.
The pillar. Destroy it.
In the temple where we found you, there was a pillar.
I remember.
Many Okuje died to destroy it. If you can destroy it in your group, you will have earned trust.
Out of curiosity, is that the same pillar we walked out of?
No, so you guys walked out of a portal just next to the pillar.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
But then when we got out, did it like automatically destroy? I don't remember.
No, it was already just.
It was already
rubble.
done.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. And with that,
Now I got.
Jassi's going to roll up the map and hand it to Rune.
I'll take it.
I'm gonna need that back for my book.
We'll get you a copy.
Okay.
You can be
Just for
trusted,
now.
Rune. I believe it. He's going to stand up and move over to his bedroll and then say, "You are first watch." And he'll turn over to rest.
If you'll all excuse me for a quick moment, please. Rune will get up and head out. The group will see him untying the ribbon, currently covering his destroyed eye.
Interesting.
For what it's worth, sort of off scene, Rune is inspecting the damage to his eye, assuming that it is effectively gone.
Yep.
I mean, like,
Later.
again, and I imagine that, like, when the eye was pointed out, like, after she was finished with the other two, she would have just asked, like, "Did you want me to look at?"
Reika, thank you for your kindness and offer, but this is a decision I made. I will have to live with it for now.
There is honor with that.
You?
But
He will look down at the now probably blood and eye soaked ribbon, and he will sort of run his hand across it to clean it with magic, mend it if it's been frayed, and he will rip off a piece of his own cloak and tie it back around his eye in the interim. Returning back to the group and laying the ribbon with the rest of Modica's things.
So, director, I take it you record what's happening?
Yeah, he has been recording everything and is like, he's debating on the name. One-eyed rune, one-eyed wizard, definitely not one-eyed trouser snake. That is not the name you want to go by.
Yeah,
Corvus is totally reading over the director's shoulder. I personally like One-Eyed Willie.
That's great. That's what it's going to be. One-eyed, just for right now, just in this scene, that's what I'm going to call him. But, you know.
I totally appreciate that, director. Thank you so much.
Anytime.
As the night comes to an end and the party has reunited, in the morning, it would be time to set out again. Will you head towards the kobolds who are gravely, mortally sick, perhaps? Or will you head straight to the dragon pillar?
Well, first,
you notice from the map they're not far. They're almost in the same direction.
I want to try to see if I can finish saving that guy's leg or not.
Right. In the morning, you have another chance.
Okay. So just roll medicine again?
Ooh, new spells.
Yes. And Aldonis, would you like to hunt this morning?
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Does that work?
Ooh. Because
that went very well.
And since Reika is here, Rune will hand Reika a scroll.
Okay. What is it?
I've been holding on to this for far too long, and it's clearly meant for you to use. It's a scroll of healing.
So now, do scrolls work the same way in Pathfinder as D&D, where I can use that in place of one of my actual spells, so I don't waste the slot? The slot.
Yeah,
since
it won't
we're
use
going
a slot.
into healing. Okay, or into combat, I mean. Okay.
Yep.
Cool. So I will totally use the scroll to heal the dude's leg if I am able to do that.
Ooh, yes, you can use the scroll to heal Edka. It's powerful too. You'll manage to feel from outside of the binding as the bone reattaches and the tissues form its previous relationship to what seems to be an almost functioning leg. Then he bends it at the knee, and with great joy he's now eager to remove the cast.
So basically, I will say that it was the case where last night, prayers are said and she made makeshift thing of sticks and leaves and things like that, and then this morning it was just like Raiden style lightning eyes as things just sort of crawl across again, that healing electricity just sort of shocks the nerve endings back into where they need to go, stimulating growth and stuff like that. And and then I imagine just the scroll sort of burns itself up or whatever in the process.
Yep. He seems 10 years younger now, so 70.
Nice.
and yeah, he moves himself into a standing position. The leg is weakened, almost as if it's been years of atrophy, despite it only being broken for a day. You have saved me. I am no use to my people, but especially no use with a broken leg. Thank you.
You've given us what we have needed to fight the darkness. So anything we can do in return to aid you in your own fight, it is worth.
You are true heroes, he says. He's overlooking all of you, whichever you are making breakfast.
It's I'm eating something really big right now, and it's I'm a hero.
I'm
Great.
I am the one making breakfast. Aldonis is the one who brought it.
I'm the one eating it, like
Yep.
solely.
Yeah.
You hear that, Master? I'm a hero. Isn't that wonderful? First, I haven't been called a hero.
Hell, right?
Rick is just gonna like pull some sort of like, I don't know, like frog or something out of her
Oh,
pouch.
I have jerky for you.
Yeah. Well, I mean, again, like she was hunting when she was like coming with, so like I got fresh critters.
You like it raw and wriggling. Got it.
With Jassi's support, he'll get a rucksack together of trail rations. It isn't long before he's decided to head out downstream to find his people again. He's going to go to Reka. When you return to the kobolds, tell them the elephant clan will meet them. They are to follow the river. Where it meets the sea, we are there. We are speaking to a tribe of elves. They wish to help us, and we can help them. The Cinder Claws will tear us apart. We cannot live like this. I'm clenching his jaw, pausing for a second. Reka, I must speak to you.
Of course.
He's going to head over towards the river, about 50 yards, till he's out of earshot.
I'll follow, obviously.
An expression of guilt. I do not wish to create violence, but there's something you must know.
What?
It is not a story for me to tell. When you meet the Santa Claus, ask them about the Storm Speaker tribe. You have a history. Perhaps one the Akushi will not tell you.
I'm finding there is a lot that I have not been told, but I will keep your words in mind, and
that will resonate with you, that word, Storm Speaker. His look of concern, but on that, he doesn't care to elaborate. There's a look of old grief on his face, but he'll leave. Head for the river.
Okay, I wanted to ask, like, do you know of how I came to be, or does my name have meaning for your people?
He won't look you in the eyes. It is not for me to tell.
Very well.
Thank you.
Of course.
So while they were talking, Sailix would kind of just mention to the parties. So we're going to go liberate some kobolds, right?
That's hopefully the plan. I wasn't here for the plan.
I mean, there's plans kind of still up in the air.
It sounds like we're going in the same direction for both tasks. Question is, which comes first?
Oh, liberate kobolds, more hands to hopefully fight, and then take down some towers.
Yeah, Jassi is going to say, the kobolds, they are running out of time.
Kobolds it is then.
You're about a day's travel. You can get there by midnight if you press on, and but I will need a survival check if you're traveling after dark. If you're trying to save some time, prevent this from splitting into like a 2-day thing. From Reka and Aldonis. As a backup here, anything you guys want to do before you head out on a day-long journey across a river?
Monica has been trying to fix her shirt and failing, so she just made it into kind of like a halter top. But one thing that Sailix and the director would probably notice is that there are lots of scars on her back in the area that she was rubbing during their dream encounter thingy.
In addition, you'll notice, as you're scratching around, you're being bitten by mosquitoes left and right.
Yeah.
With your exposed skin in such a damp area.
I'll deal with it.
Make a fortitude save for me.
Who, me?
Yeah.
I continuously cast Mage Hand to like smack at them. Just getting smacked.
Excellent.
I just imagine that
They don't
Rick
see it
is
coming.
like eating some of the mosquitoes.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
How about Rune? Rune, do you have anything to do during your travel?
No, not particularly. He'll just follow the group, keep to himself. He will swat away Corvus periodically. Who will just consistently fly back to his shoulder.
Corvus is the blood-sucking parasite that Rune has to fight off, not mosquitoes.
That's why the director likes her. Like the director's like, reminds me of my first wife.
By the end of the day, you're all met with a small clearing, familiar to half of you, the ones that were conscious or present. Felled trees, dead wood, some driftwood from the river makes a sort of a makeshift castle for these kobolds. They stand watch at the top. This time they're not waiting to trap anybody. They're not waiting for an ambush. They're waiting for their saviors, which is you in this case. As you arrive, they welcome you. This crescent-shaped, almost a full circle, about 20 feet high, is the shelter, maybe 100 feet across, almost a perfect circle, pretty well crafted. On the inside is a campfire, some logs and equipment as you guys head in. Anything you want to do? They look sicker than before. Their numbers look perhaps one or two fewer.
Let's see. I guess.
Sailix is kind of good news, everybody. You're not cursed. You're just poisoned.
The leader, Tack, steps forward. What?
Oh,
right. I can't speak their language.
Yeah, none of us can.
Sniffs you instead.
I really like Kobold, just
Friends.
FYI. They're adorable.
I'm gonna bend over at the waist out of him and just smile real big in his face, just like
Sailix, quit it.
Gets even closer to sniff you.
I'm gonna boop him on the nose.
I will start speaking in Draconic. Friends, we have news.
Without acknowledging you, and still sniffing, Sailix inches from his face, but looking up, he says, "He's clean."
Yes. The affliction, the sickness, comes from the mine, not from a curse.
The curse is in the mine.
It is a sickness, not a curse.
Yeah, from a curse.
Okay, whatever. Anyway.
The director could hear this. I wish the director could hear this. He'd be like, "That's great."
Rune can hear this. This is very broken Draconic.
The broken Draconic doesn't have a lot of language to distinguish a curse from a sickness. Food poisoning is a curse to them. So it's going to be difficult to explain.
So we can
Rune
heal the sickness, but first we should get your clan out of the mine. Then we fight with, what's the name of the tribe? It's an elven tribe that we're meeting up. Yeah, the tribe that we're going to meet up with that our new friend told told us about. Edka. So I'll try to very simply explain. Once they are saved and healed, we join up with this group to fight Cinderclaw. More numbers, more power.
Their gaze moves to Reika. They look in suspicion.
This
is our healer.
Out of character.
You do speak Draconic, by the way. Yeah. Rune and Reika.
Oh, okay, cool.
You've heard this.
Out of character, I was supposed to tell them something and I forgot. Because I'm a bad person and I'm sorry.
That's what I just okay, cool. Told them, is that once we get them, we because I heard that.
Okay.
The mine is guarded.
We kill the guards.
My girl.
Is there a way, Ian, to like widen remove disease, or is it just
not within your capabilities?
Okay. Let's see.
But Rune might have some ideas. There may be mundane solutions here to detoxify. So we just speak with him about Rune, Monica, Reika. You all speak Draconic, so you hear what the kobolds are saying. Kobold moves away from Sailix and towards Reika. Where did you come from?
She would point in the direction of, over there,
where
they just came from.
Okay, so you took a literal. I thought your kind was gone.
What do you mean? Do you know of the Stormcaller tribe?
Storm Speakers disappeared.
No.
She may be the last. She was saved as a child and raised elsewhere.
What do you know?
We know nothing. The Storm Speakers, they were, and then they weren't. A great wave. Something destroyed them. It must be the Cinderclaws. The mine is guarded deep in the heart of Cinderclaw territory. If we can get there, I can help. There are kobolds on the inside. They can help.
Good. Rune.
Yes.
Do you know anything about this poisoning that we can maybe help more kobolds out so they'll be stronger to help us?
Typically, those afflicted with the Philosopher's Stone, the curse of the Philosopher's Stone, would end up sitting in the monastery for weeks attempting to detoxify themselves.
There's like no special mud that can suck it out or something?
What I understand, there are some concoctions that will help. I don't know what they are specifically. I'm not an alchemist by trade. At the very least, if they leave the caves, they can at least begin to get away from the arsenic.
Would it flow into the water system?
Oh, most likely.
That might be a problem.
So we destroy the cave, and that way it doesn't get into the water anymore.
It could still run. Does boiling the water help? I don't know.
I think so.
Today we learned how to poison people with
arsenic. You will know
Real talk.
the only way to cure the affliction is to somehow cleanse the blood. Blood cleansing is not very successful in a mundane sense. Magically, it can be done. It just takes a lot of healing in a very short amount of time.
Okay.
Or remove disease. There can be natural remedies if you can find a way to like safely completely reset somebody's digestive system. It might work, but it also just might kill them.
I mean,
severe dehydration in the middle of a jungle at 100 degrees probably isn't gonna.
yeah, like,
well.
well, I guess what I would ask, is there a way I can combine like survival and medicine to like find some sort of herbal remedy or?
Yes. So
Okay.
medicine to identify and survival to locate.
Okay. Because I imagine with like Rune's description and getting a better idea, that would help me figure that out. If this roll isn't terrible.
Yeah, so you're stumped. Rune, you could
Damn it.
potentially find something now that you guys are here. It is the middle of the night, so I mean you could set out the following day to see if you recognize any flora that might help.
So I would like to use a crafting check since that's aligned with alchemy.
Oh, that's great. Yep. Yep, that is.
And then I guess before we rest for the evening, assuming we're not setting off again at midnight, I would try to remove the disease magically from I don't know if they have a healer or if they have a leader. Like, those are the priorities, I guess.
The leader of the kobolds is the one who's been speaking. The rest have been silent. His name is Tak. He's friendly to all of you, but cautious about you. He doesn't understand how you've come about.
So yeah, I guess since I botched my roll to like try to think of medicine, I would just be like, all right, well, I can't think of anything that would heal, but Rune has better knowledge than I do in that regard. But what I can do is petition Ghostray to see if I can at least remove the disease from you. And maybe we can at least that way, then you can help your people, and we can try to figure out more permanent solutions from there.
My people first.
Who is the one who can help us with the guards or with healing?
And are you looking for a kobold?
Yeah, well, I'm asking.
So,
I'm asking Tak if he's
yeah,
a healer in the clan.
He looks around, shakes his head. Notice they were likely born into slavery, working at the mine. They aren't skilled
Then
for any of that sort of work.
How many can you heal, Reka?
The disease? Just
like
one.
Right now for tonight.
One.
We need one that will help us in the morning when we fight.
The child.
The child?
A slightly smaller kobold, but nearly the same size as the rest of these small critters.
So about my size, right?
Yeah, pretty much. Is resting by the campfire, sick as the rest of them.
Reka, they saved the small one.
Okay. So where's my sheet? Medicine.
You notice, as you get close enough to them, you do notice the hives all over their body, their skin, which already looks a sickly goldish green color. You can tell as it's visibly, it's off, breaking and ripping apart at the scales. Their immune system is sort of just failing. The leader, Tack, perhaps has it the worst.
How is my roll, friend?
You did well.
Okay.
You treated the one.
What was the result of the crafting check, out of curiosity?
The crafting, it will pass for identifying a detoxing agent. It might not be enough to identify a potentially harmful one, but you could also leave it to the locals to veto whatever you pick.
Fair, sounds good.
And once you've identified it, now you just need somebody who's able to fetch them. Which, unless you would like to risk the dangers of venturing out at night, you might have to do it in the morning, first thing post dawn.
Yeah, I suppose so.
Could we? Do you have an idea, Rune?
Well, I have a construct that can do some minor things. I just don't know if we could differentiate one leaf from another per se. I mean, it's fairly adept at menial tasks, and to be completely honest, picking.
Do you know what it looks like or what it's called? The plant that you're looking for?
Rune will spout off a plant name.
Creep
Okay.
cluster.
Here.
I need the farm boy to tell me who it is, or tell me what it is.
Do I know what it is in nature or survival?
You can make one of those checks.
Okay. Do you have a preference?
Nope. Other one. It is your nature. It's vines that grow underneath rocks. If you search for mossy rocks underneath, you'll find red vines or purple vines that creep underneath. Do not grab the purple ones, only the red ones.
So I'll try to explain this as simply as possible to the kobolds and see if they recognize it.
So my family always called them snake vines because they would curl up under the rocks.
Do you know of this vine? Does anyone in the clan?
Yes.
Yes. If they gather it, we should be able to do something more. I don't know if doing that at night is safe or not, but if we have to wait, we'll wait.
Also, I'm just going to say, before I forget, if dehydration from these things is a concern, I can create water.
Ooh,
That would
that's
help
good
them a
for
lot.
them. Yeah.
Tack will say, if the vine is dry, do not touch it. Poison. If it is ripe, it is safe. We'll search at dawn.
Okay. Great. Can we stay here for the night?
Of course.
Thank you.
And with that, the kobolds are going to prepare for bed. Anybody have anything else?
Sailix is gonna start. I'm gonna tell you what. If I wake up tied up, everybody in this motherfucker's gonna be sorry.
You saw what the sword can do. I'm gonna delete half of you on the way out. Guess what?
Yeah, real talk.
You be a dead motherfucker. I'll tell you that.
Oh my god.
Aldonis is not going to leave Rika's side because he's missed her so much.
Aww.
It's only been 3 days, but like you missed his hunting buddy.
Aww. Like all the head pats. Yeah,
He views you as his peer.
Aww. Yay. Us big creepy critters gotta stick together. Yeah, I just imagine like even though it's obvious that the kobolds are like weirded out by her, like Reika would just be like indifferent because she's used to weirding people out, and try to see if anybody else needs any more healing or whatever before she turns in.
Making your rounds, yeah.
Yeah.
Inspecting them. Tack stops you. Just to talk. He says, "You're kind, Storm Speaker. We won't forget this."
If we can get rid of the influence of Dahak, that will be enough for me.
Looking at the kobolds that's been talking to us. Excuse me. From my books, kobolds tend to serve or in some fashion take care of a dragon. Is there one nearby?
We serve no dragon. There are creatures here. They are dragon in nature, but abominations. I wish I could explain the Cinder Claws. Many, many dark things planned.
Ian, I want to ask too, does my pendant have any weird reaction in this area with
It's
I just noticed that you have it.
Yeah.
It's been still lately.
Okay.
Not for anything you've seen so far.
Is it the same for mine?
You had some bizarre behavior while you were out hunting up north before you found out you had to follow your friends.
Okay.
It had a weak pull. But and same with you, Monica, but you haven't experienced it since.
But so north, I don't know how to ping on the map, but like away from the big skull thing, right?
Yeah, it wasn't necessarily in that direction.
Okay.
But perhaps it could have been. You weren't sure exactly where, and this map is not a great representation of where everything's actually located. So it could have just been poorly drawn, but it was in that general direction, just maybe not pointed exactly there.
Okay. And then as far as I'm aware, the Cinder Claws wiped out like the tribe I was with and everything, right?
Yep.
Okay. So I guess I will ask like what do you know of the Cinder Claws and what they are planning?
The fortress. They use gold, they use magic. They wish to commune with Dayhawk. I don't know what, but they must be stopped. And then he turns to Rune. When you find the mine, find Hazel. She will help. She's stronger than I am.
All right, Hazel.
We also, when we fought the, was it the vision or the voice?
The vision.
When we fought the vision of Dahak, we defeated it with the power of faith and prayer. So whatever we can do to weaken that faith would also likely go a long way in stopping the dragon's hold on this area.
And you're asking that to?
I'm just saying that to like, the party and Rune and like,
Right.
if the kobolds are in that area too, awesome. Like, if they have ideas, great. Like,
anything else you want to ask him?
Like, I mean, I don't know. I guess, does that sound like a good idea?
Rune, Reika, as you look for a response, you found out he's no longer moving. His eyes kind of frozen in place. He seemed to make that request to Rune as his very last.
Oh
Y'all
no!
just let this motherfucker die?
Oh, thoughts and prayers.
Aw.
All right.
That makes 8 kobolds and a late night for you guys.
I'll take first wash, I guess.
At least the one has been saved.
How many other kobolds are here?
There's 8 now.
8.
Okay. Is there anything I can do to like slow the progress of the disease with like
The hydration helps.
Okay.
If that will help for now, first thing in the morning to begin the process of a natural cleansing in combination with the water. It's probably
good.
Rune will take time to help the kobolds do whatever they do to their dead.
Monica will help make a makeshift still to kind of filter the water, if that's a thing. Like, because that's kind of my background. So
right.
That with the junk tinkerer, I feel like I could pull together some stuff to be like, okay, so we put this in here, we put enough sediment in here, then the water goes through there, and it should filter out anything that makes the water taste bad. So maybe that'll help.
If there's I mean, as long as it's not horribly offensive, Rika would do burial rites for, according to her religion. Unless it's just like the kobolds are like, we don't worship your god or whatever. But she's willing to do it if it's like they don't have a religious leader.
Yeah, they don't seem particularly cultured as kobolds go. They live the lives of slaves. So whatever you want to do, they're fine with. Cool. You just have to be careful. You don't want to contract this. You're still not sure about how contagious it is. And we can try to heal some of them today.
It also, sorry, it says in the package I have that lizard folk are resistant to disease naturally. So I don't know.
They are. Yep.
I don't know if that plays into anything there either.
Yeah, that should help you a lot, actually.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, you should be able to handle these bodies pretty easily.
Yeah. So basically, like, obviously, like, she's going to be cautious, but like, again, it's just about like, if the river is close, then she would probably set them up to be like, sort of mounds floating down the river or whatever. If it's not, then she'd make little burial mounds with like little lightning rods or something like that on them.
Yeah, I mean, there's a stream nearby.
Yeah.
A brook.
But the idea is basically like they will return to, the water and the tides, and the tide may have gone out now, but it will come back in again.
That's awesome. Just arsenic poisoning all downstream.
Yeah, that's fine. Don't worry about it.
So,
that's
arsenic.
How we kill the cinder clods. We give them all arsenic poisoning.
Arsenic all the way down.
See how well we can help this tribe mitigate their suffering, prevent any more deaths. The kobolds speak honorably of the leader that they didn't choose, the leader that was chosen, you learn that it was a bit of them managed to kill one of the foremans and escape. But he was not a leader in any way before then. He was forced into the position, but he was brave, and there was a cure, and he gave it away, and they respect him. But they also respect Reika for not being afraid to come into contact with the kobold in order to heal them, regardless of the fact that she's just resistant to arsenic poisoning in general. But
nobody really knows that.
respect for the healer. Yeah. So
once again, Reika
survival
and
check
Monica.
for Aldonis and Reika to find some of these vines.
Okay. Survival.
It's a good survival check, a bad nature check, and a bad survival check.
You give them all poison ivy.
Aldonis does well. Reika does not manage to find any. And how about Rune? What do you do?
I mean, if nature check will work, Rune will be out there looking as well.
Okay. How about you, Sailix? What are you doing? What are you passing? How are you passing the time?
Sleeping.
Gonna get your beauty sleep?
No, I need help. I mean, he doesn't really know what's going on because he can't really speak to anybody. So I guess he was kind of chill around the director and hear some stories.
Oh yeah, what about you, director?
Yeah, I can't speak Draconic. Like I have no idea for the most part of what.
So upsetting.
He is. He's like, I'm writing this all in ad lib. I'm just hoping that I kind of know what's going on. And he died, like pointing to the recently dug grave. Like
No.
he's dead. I know that. Like, and he was probably important. And I don't know.
You could try asking questions.
I don't want to get in the way. And yeah, I mean, like these kobolds are dying, and like he's seeing his friends like working to get them all well. he's recording, and yeah, he's probably bantering with Sailix. So, did you really kill a whole bunch of kids?
And he'll look down like.
For what it's worth, Corvus will flit about and ask the director, noticing that he's confused. Do you need some help, my friend?
I mean, I always need help. I always need help. But I mean, right now, I'm fine. I'm fine.
You're writing such an interesting story. Don't you want details? The devil is in the details, as they say.
Ooh, I like the way you speak. I like the way you talk.
Of course you do, director.
Yeah. But I don't want to keep you away from your esteemed Rune.
Dearest director, there is nothing you could keep me away from. My master doesn't want me around right now, and that's fine.
That's unfortunate.
You
know, I'd always want you around. You seem great.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Minus the choking part. The choking.
Oh, that's fine. That's A-okay. Low-key, that's okay.
That's okay.
So the checks went very poorly.
I figured.
No team venture.
But
go.
Reika, you did earn a hero point.
I did?
For saving like 3 people at this point. Like in this game, you already like saved 3 people's lives.
She's been doing some work.
Some healer power. If you wanted to attempt your nature or survival check again, Aldonis managed to find enough to cure 2 people.
Did you want me to make a crafting check for making a still?
I really would like to do that again because, again, fucking up Dahak is important to her.
2 out of 8. So that one was excellent.
Yay!
It's a critical success.
Hooray!
Yes, let's see the still. So the critical success was 4 of the 8 treated. Aldonis had a success, which is 2 of the 8, so that's 6 of the 8. The still will help. We are at 7 out of 8 have been treated.
And it's a new day, so I could use the spell for the last one, right?
Yep.
Yay! Awesome. And then okay, so let's do that then. Just roll medicine again.
It's a healing spell.
Yes.
Yeah, you won't need to roll medicine for it.
Oh, okay, cool. Then yeah.
That one's pretty straightforward. The kobolds have been treated.
Yay!
They seem fine. Symptoms have mitigated, barring any unforeseen resurgences. Like if anybody gets worse, you're screwed. But for now, everybody seems fine.
Good.
Nobody's dying anytime soon, even though their numbers have diminished. But what do you guys want to do now? It's about evening. You could travel more and then set camp before sundown, which would bring you a little bit closer, but you expect about 3 days of travel to make it to the Dragon Pillar. 4 if you wanted to actually stop by the Akuje tribe first, or if you wanted to leave them alone, because you have no idea what the environment is like.
The kobolds are running out of time.
The kobolds in the mind are.
Yeah.
You would imagine, yes. However, an assault in the heart of Sinterklaas territory would be much easier if you had the Akuje on your side. So destroying a dragon pillar while already heading in that direction might be a good way to mobilize the Akuje. It's a big battle.
We reach
What do you think, gang? I can draw on the map roughly. I'll just enlarge the elements. The dragon pillar is there. Sinterklaas mine is there. Akuje are there. You guys are there. So.
Well, shit on a stick.
You head straight to the dragon pillar on the north. You will, theoretically, you could destroy the dragon pillar bravely, as heroes do, and then inform the Akuje, who's within a day's travel, that it's been destroyed. Once they see it, they're willing to mobilize, and you can make an assault. However, traveling directly to the center of Sinterklaas territory might be the death of all of you.
Sailix would vote for the smarter route and to collect reinforcements to do it properly. Because if you're gonna do a suicide mission, might as well kill everybody in just one go.
Make a crafting check for me as you lot plan. Now that river does move upstream, but it sure seems to be an avenue of travel if you wanted to travel to the mine. You would know this because you happen to have read a book on traveling upriver using rowboats and pulled boats. And when you crossed that river, you did remember it was a slow flowing river. So theoretically, you could travel upstream if you were to build a boat or something, and that would take you directly to the mine if you think you don't need reinforcements for it.
How long would it take to get up to the pillar and back here where we started?
To the dragon pillar with the Akuje elves up north?
Yep.
So down. 2 hexes takes about a day.
Okay. That's what about 2 hexes?
3. It would take 2.5 days to get to the dragon pillar. But you could move between 2. You might be able to get 3, depending on how well you build a boat, of the river. You could find the mine in a couple days. You could reach the mine. Difficult. And whether or not the kobolds, there are dozens of kobolds in that mine. And they seem to survive for quite some time before the arsenic poisoning is too severe. I mean, sometimes it does take months. So it's not a sense of urgency in that they will go extinct anytime soon. The mine has been doing this for quite some time. The curse, so to speak, isn't anything new. It's just a loss that they're willing to accept as slave owners.
All right, how about this? If our friends here, and Brune is speaking in common to the group, if our friends here are up for it, if they can construct a few boats while we travel up to take care of the pillar, in theory, by the time we get back, there will be enough boats for us to travel upriver, cutting our time to get to the mines.
Boats or rafts?
Whichever is
more like rafts.
Yeah, whichever is more appropriate.
I will translate to the kobolds.
So are we not going to seek help from are we not going to seek help from the Akuje?
Well, we are going to go seek help from the Akuje.
Okay, we're doing the pillar and then Akuje and then mine. They're going.
Right.
Are we coming back here?
We're coming back
so
here.
The plan is to go to the pillar, destroy it, acquire Yakuza's support, come back down here, or potentially meet them a little bit upriver if we can manage, to then take the rafts along the river to the mines to reduce our travel time to the mines a bit.
They just have to watch out for Vaz or anybody who might be patrolling the waters. But yeah.
Oh, I certainly hope she's there.
Don't ruin the plan, Rune. Don't ruin the plan. So, well, here's a problem. One of the kobolds says, the first to speak up. They've been silent since their leader left. We don't know how to build rafts.
So I can try to explain. You take several big logs, you tie them together with vine, and they should float.
Nope, you lost me.
In Draconic, how are you at reading pictures?
Bingo.
Okay. Rune will then set about to pulling out some ink, pulling out some parchment, and using crafting to draw basically a fairly simple instructions book, like IKEA.
IKEA, I was gonna say it's an IKEA. You're making an IKEA raft. Like Roth. It's gonna be called the Roth.
How do I explain this? And he points to the map. He says, you see this water?
Yeah.
It goes that way. If it floats, it goes that way.
There are some tricks.
A guise of pretending to believe you.
That's how we drowned all of the
Okay.
kobolds.
Save them to kill them.
Yeah,
How many do you need?
Great.
Maybe 2 for the lot of us? Will we need to transport the Yakuje?
Are we gonna?
Do you think they'll go? Strictly speaking, the Yakuje is equidistant. It would take them more time to go south and then follow the river than it would to just
and they can
head
just meet
straight
us
to the
there.
mine. Right.
Yeah. So yeah, just us.
He looks around. 3.
All right, 3 it is. Can you do it?
We can. We need to get them out anyway. We'll do 4.
4 it is.
Good luck.
We'll be fine. Keep low, keep quiet. Don't get anywhere too dangerous, all right?
He nods.
Is there anything you need?
He looks to Aldonis. We could use a good meal.
Meal. Fair enough. Tomorrow morning, I will set aside some food for you.
Something big.
Aldonis,
Oh,
you want to go hunting?
You want a true
Set.
meal.
You are not eating Aldonis.
I was about to say.
No.
Did they like?
Aldonis, do you think you can hunt something big for the kobolds? And Aldonis goes, "How big?"
You know, I heard south of here there are elephants.
Yeah.
They're big.
No.
I like this kobold.
Something then.
You're not going to eat the elephants. The elephant tribes people are going to be aiding you and yours.
Trust Aldonis. He'll find something more than adequate for you.
I still have the forager merit, so I'll just be like, we'll find something for you.
Aldonis will look to Reka and go hunting.
Yes.
Yeah. Big tail wagging.
So for
Anything
that,
else you need?
No.
Yeah, so basically with forager, you know, if I roll anything worse than a success, then it's a success, and on a success I can provide subsistence for myself and 4 additional creatures, and on crit success I can take care of twice as many creatures as on a success.
Yes.
And let's see. What is my survival at? Oh, I'm only trained. I'm not an expert yet. Dang it. Because if it was, yeah. So it looks like I can find something for at least 4 people. But kobolds are also small, right? So.
Yeah, and if you crit success, then it'll be twice as many.
Okay, cool.
So why don't you do that, and Aldonis a survival check as well.
Yeah, if he can help me, then it'd probably be even better. How did that go?
How did that go? I have a hero point.
It went well. It was a success, but not a critical success.
Okay.
And Aldonis, it was a failure. The hunt was a miss. Hero point.
Hero point.
Same result.
God damn it.
They're happy with what you've provided, Reika. They're not overjoyed, but
yeah,
they consider it sufficient.
I also because I don't know if you saw the pings, but I was also missing a third level 2 spell, so I could get create food.
Oh no, I think they want just a large corpse is the thing.
Yeah.
They want to tear into some giant animal.
Cool.
That's what they enjoy.
Right. As long as they're happy enough with that. And yeah, I don't know what I should get as my 3rd level 2, because there's a lot of cool options. But we can go over that later. But I gave you my level 3s that I liked.
Yeah. So that is the end of day 4 of this session's journey. You have 2.5 days of travel to get to either the Akuje or the
we were going to go to the Dragon
Pillar
and
first.
then to the Akuje.
At least that's
anything else you'd like to do in this camp before you head out?
Thank the kobolds for their help.
They thank you. They're far more grateful to Reika than anyone else, since she brought them back up.
Healing.
Yeah, and Monica as well with providing water, safe to drink for them. They were having trouble getting hydrated.
Is it possible, since you said that they don't have a god, is it possible to sort of teach them like some of the basic prayers and rituals of Gozere?
Yeah, you could have done that on the day
Okay.
that you spent healing them, showing them the funeral ritual. Yeah,
Okay. Because
can
I
show
feel
them.
like that's what she would ask, is just like, carry on the teachings of like the storm god and everything that they bring, and because like it's in her head, at least, it's, I imagine, she would be like, and she would also just flat say like, we will combine, we will combat their faith with ours, and ours will be stronger. So take these lessons to heart, because they are as much a weapon as a sword, as a fist, as a claw.
They much enjoy that. The one that is now speaking for the tribe, since most of them stay quiet. His name is Tabaki, and Reika, he'll tell you something, a secret, a lost secret.
Okay.
The name of the tribe that they descended from generations ago, which isn't very long. You've been gone for probably 6 of their generations because they don't live very long, but
Okay.
he'll tell only you that as you teach them about Gozre. And I will PM you that.
Okay.
So,
are we traveling at this point?
yes, we will be traveling.
Because at some point I want to pull Rune aside and ask a question. Why do you need secrets to survive?
Is that what she said?
Yes. She made us tell you things or say things out loud. And I wondered if you knew why.
I don't know why she wants them. I believe she conned you lot out of your secrets for her own personal pleasure.
Mm-hmm. Monica, you can make a perception check to effectively sense motive, because some secrets were spilled, and you want to know if it appears that Rune knows the secrets.
Mm-hmm. I should have rolled that publicly, shouldn't I?
Rune, if you wanted to play it off, you win, and you realize that Rune doesn't know, perhaps doesn't know the most dramatic secrets, namely what Sailix was confronted about, what you were confronted about, and what the director had to tell.
Mm-hmm.
He's in the dark about it, at least in part.
Are you okay?
No.
Can I
Not
support
even
you in some way?
Oh, Monica, you're... Just keep doing you. Everything will be fine.
But it's not fine.
It's not fine now. Everything will be. there are things that I need to focus on in order to control the flow of information to her.
Don't keep us shut out anymore.
It's not a matter of shutting you out. It is entirely about ensuring she doesn't get to see what I see or know what I know.
That's worse than that. She now knows more than you.
But they're your secrets. Things that I shouldn't know. I haven't earned them yet anyway. And she stole them from you. There's a bit of a difference. When I've earned those secrets, you lot will tell me. And that's fine. Until then, I need to try and protect you and to some extent myself from whatever she is.
Just remember, you don't have to do this alone.
You lot are still here, so that has become plainly clear. I certainly appreciate your friendships. It goes without saying that been an endearing part of our journey.
Well, yeah, we're still here. We're in the dark as much as you are.
In fairness, if there is a secret of mine you lot would like, I will happily share.
Maybe another time.
As you wish.
And Monica will walk away in front of him a little bit. Because Rune's already seen the scars, sort of, but hasn't seen how bad they are. So.
Right. On the other side of the path, marching in it's actually a bit of a less dense area. You're following something of a clearing, a decent valley that's roughly in the direction. So you've been following it for comfort. Jassi is going to talk to Sailix. Walk up to him and say, "Do you ever relax?
Do you ever mind your own business?
You are the god of a city 1,000 miles away from here.
I am the guard of my friends walking right behind us.
Did you know that if you were to ease your eyes and stop watching them like a hawk, they will be okay?"
Did you know if you stop giving out unsolicited advice, you will also be okay?
Director just all the way in the back.
15 feet away.
Yeah.
Buzzing. You stress me out.
Everything stresses me out.
What's a mood?
I appreciate the talk, but I doubt it's going to get any better. I have a friend with a missing eye, another friend that believes I'm a monster, another one that just wants to write a good story, and the only sane one that is apparently just saving us all over and over again. So thank God she's here.
Thank the gods you are here.
That's depending on which god you're praying to.
Probably the god of never leaving anyone alone.
Thick asses.
And as he walks, he slows his pace. So your natural, quick speed will move you ahead of the group, and he'll fall back to the director and say, "Tell that man if he learns to live a little, He will live longer.
I don't think he's going for longevity.
Also, isn't he like 300 years old?
Never mind. He's going for longevity.
Sailix old as fuck.
I give up on him. Come back here. The party's in the back. Party bus in the back.
At the end of day 1, you've managed to make excellent time. You suspect only a day's worth of travel left, and you might reach the pillar in time. Anything you would like to do while at camp?
Sailix will pointedly make it like sit by the director and ask him to tell Sailix stories.
Yeah, I was gonna actually say the director is actually gonna be like, okay, guys, like this is where we're all tired. We all are really stressed out about some stuff. I'll tell you guys a good story. Tell you guys a really good story, and he'll
Recite the play.
recite a good play.
3 nights in a day in the city of masks.
The lusty
Smut play
Argonian
from-
Yeah, the lusty
Vile.
Argonian is really what I'm going to
It's
repeat.
that. It's basically that. It's the Hell Knight version of that.
Okay, that's it. That's exactly what he's going to.
Yes.
Cup overfloweth.
Starring Nazrin Alamaxa.
Rune will be taking some time to begin fashioning some of the rudimentary pieces to an eye patch.
Rune, check your pockets.
In just nods.
One-eyed Willie.
The purple color, it's quite nice on you.
It matches his robe, you know.
Wait, what? Who?
Aren't your robes purple?
No, his robes are a red and black motif with a touch of white.
Ah, okay. Never mind then.
Now it
Love
clashes. Now it just looks horrible. Jeez. Kidding. I'm kidding.
No,
That's fine.
in all fairness, Monica will see her ribbon attached to his staff, roundabout where he grips it on the regular.
Oh, is the moth skull
Yeah,
still on the staff?
I was like, who had Moth's skull? That was very good.
No, it's been removed to create a moth.
Yeah.
Moth took
Yeah.
his skull back.
Well,
Yeah.
what about the I had like his femur or something on my leg. Like, did he take
He didn't get that one back.
Okay, so I
No.
still got a part of mine.
You still have
he
a
let
part of
that
it.
one go. He's searching
Cool.
for it. Yeah.
Like he has a limp.
By the way, I'm just staring at Mitchell's picture right now while you're saying this. Like, I know.
Yeah.
You can't see it. The viewers can't see it, but there's a picture of Mitchell, like, just hanging.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Moth is watching.
Yeah, Moth is always watching. He's in the trees, like. Man, that
Like
guy with Moth
Hexus
sure is weird.
From Fern Gully, like Hexus, just.
Oh God,
soy-
yes.
Yeah.
Tim Curry was
Yeah. Okay. Anyway,
weird.
that's
I
a
see.
visual.
At the campfire, as the story winds to an end, probably on some bizarre cliffhanger that you would put in it. Jassi will say, "Mordecai, were you a warrior?"
No.
That's what I thought. You are too young.
Yeah.
Yet
And
you have the scars of a warrior.
oh, shit. Well, growing up with 5 brothers will do that to you.
Insight check on the truth of that statement.
Rune, you know this.
So I know
All
the
right.
brother piece, but I don't know if they did that much damage to you.
All right. Y'all can do an inside check.
Director's just turning a new page in his book, and let's find out. I didn't have to. I knew. You have to,
I don't think I have. Nope.
So that would be isn't that perception?
Yeah. What is down to perception? Is that a pose versus deception?
Typically.
Yep. So it will be a deception check from Monica
But
to
I'm
set
not
the.
I'm not lying though.
Oh, I mean,
True.
no,
I guess
no.
perception would be more of like just a gleaming.
Yep. So they can try to tell if I'm lying.
Right. They could try to tell if you're lying. You guys know she's not lying.
Hmm?
So
Maybe halfling families are different from elven families, but my brothers didn't leave scars.
I
As
have
he would
not heard this of halflings.
he would lay his head on the director's lap.
What?
shipping it?
No. What are
As
you
he-
doing?
As he just places his like the director's hand on his head.
I'm like 2 foot. Like I'm like stretching.
My
I can't
head's
reach this
not-
high. What are you trying to do?
I'm laying my head on your lap.
Okay.
Yeah. You
Why?
can
Pillow
feel
pet.
his luxurious silver hair.
Right. As he like just kind of drapes it over your other leg. Just
There's hair everywhere. What are you doing? You're like a cat. Get away. Go away, Lola. My cat's name is Lola. Lola, go.
he's just gonna
Sailix is now going to be called Lola for the rest.
Lola, leave.
God.
Sorry, it's my cat.
I'm sure he's been called worse things.
This is weird.
So I don't think it's common. But let's just say there's a reason I don't write home.
You don't need family.
I got you.
Exactly. Got us in the world. You don't need family. Overrated.
I start petting Aldana's behind the ear.
Family is never overrated as long as they treat you with respect.
Yeah, well,
Overrated.
not everybody knows that.
Well, Monica, you could always just let me know what town you used to live in, and I'll go pay him a visit.
Yeah, no murder hoboing my shire. Thank you very much.
No one's gonna
Murder hobo. I love that term.
Yeah.
I'm gonna write it down right here.
No.
I've been alone for most of my existence, and I am clearly well adjusted.
Yeah.
She
I
would bite.
love that.
She just bites the head off another chair.
You really are,
Like-
Rika.
As Sailix would look over out of one eye, like clearly.
Yeah.
That's what you have to look forward to. Everyone.
The best of all of us.
There she
there.
is. She's the best of all of us.
It's true.
Sorry to bring a rather jovial conversation down a bit, but I understand that a couple of you, or a few of you, had to share something you weren't prepared to.
And then the mood immediately changes.
Yeah. PTSD kicks in. I
BTS.
listen to
Is
that
this
woman.
Kicks
Really?
in just now. Y'all have
Is
been
this-
traumatizing me for the last 10 minutes. Anyway.
Is this related to that dream?
Yes,
Yeah.
the collective dream.
the entity
Yeah, where's your
found my
bird?
friends out of secrets they were unwilling to give. I apologize for that. Not fair to you. I would like to offer each of you a secret from me if it's something I can give in return.
Ooh.
But I just wanted to offer it to you.
Mm.
Really, there's no need.
Can I take his? Can I take his?
No,
No.
Director.
Damn
You
it.
just get your own.
Damn it.
Good try, though.
But yes, go ahead. As he sits up, pulls his hair in a.
You don't
and
need to
then
do that, but go on.
Yeah, do that.
Sits up, pulls his hair in a bun, and like, "Ugh, I'm listening.
It's only if there's something you wish to know.
Oh, I have to ask.
Wait, no. What?
I don't have many secrets as far as I know.
We get to ask you your secret.
Something you want to know of me. It's only fair.
Something I want to know of you.
Why do you keep putting on airs when you're not at the college anymore?
What airs are you talking about?
This whole refined voice and persona. We've seen the real Rune, or at least a little bit of him.
The real Rune would be trying to help his brother in a field and consistently being told, no, I'm too smart for that. But after years of being surrounded by people who thought they were smarter than me, I had to adjust. Left an imprint, to say the least.
But you don't. We know that you're one of the smartest people in this group.
There were. When you're someone who shouldn't be at the college, it becomes painfully aware very quickly how much they disrespect you, regardless of how smart or how successful you may be. As a matter of fact, being both of those things and not being where you should be tends to make things even worse. I'm sure some of you have experienced similar things. And please, I'm not looking for pity. It was a privilege to be there. I just had to adapt. So I adapted.
Well, if you like who you are now, I guess that's fine.
This is what I've become. I won't forget the farm boy Rune, so to speak.
But do you like it?
Now and again, he slips out.
Do you like it? Are you happy? I mean, other than the dark entity in your brain.
Is she single?
Oh my god, director.
The
Don't you have
just between you and me? That's my
Corvus just sort of flies in from there.
Nothing. Forget about it. It's great. It's nothing.
I could be for you, director.
As Sailix looks at the director and like, aren't you married?
No, I had a first wife. I used to be. First wife.
I am happy. Regardless of what I may sound like or the airs I put off, I have friends, I hope, that I enjoy and do whatever I can to help. It's the least someone can ask for when we're out in the middle of nowhere.
I have a question.
All right. Very ominous.
It's going to be, what is your favorite color?
What? How to phrase it?
Words are usually good.
How much are you willing to forgive someone before they've crossed the line and you can no longer forgive them?
At what point does action cross the line from necessity to wanton evil? To be fair, for me, it depends on the individual. If the director were to kill some poor, helpless individual in front of me for no reason other than wanton destruction, I would be concerned, I would be angry, I would try and figure out why. But if there was a reason, if that individual had done something, or if that individual had kept some important life-altering information, I mean, there's context to every action.
And so cool.
Somewhat of the nature of magic. The choices we make create ripples of possibilities. Magic that I pull from taps into those possibilities, creates something from them. So every choice we make makes wizards more powerful for all intents and purposes. Did you make a choice, Sailix?
So now, Sailix, you understand that what you said to the headless woman, now Corvus, didn't reach Rune. Maybe in part, but the details, what you have admitted, never reached Rune. That thing, the platter, your guilt, what you had to eat at that dinner table, never reached Rune. But perhaps the expression on Corvus's face tells you it did reach the headless woman. Monica and director, you must have picked up by now the same thing. Your deepest secret never reached him, but he does remember the dream. Those bits were admitted.
Yeah, Sailix will just kind of stand up quietly, and he'll just nod his head and be like, I've done a great many things, and you all should get some sleep. I'll take the first watch.
Wait, I got my question. I want one question. One
question.
Okay, all right. What are you going to say at my funeral?
Oh.
You're assuming he's going to be alive at your funeral.
The director, storyteller for the ages, a legend of the stage and theater. They'll be sorely missed, and their stories untold. There'll be a pox upon ears all over the world. Shall miss the director. Shall forever wish that our dreams equaled and rivaled the grandiose nature of that individual. Shall miss them greatly. There will only ever be one director. Now they watch over us and guide us in our every move.
We didn't hear anything that you just said.
That's okay. I didn't say anything. I was like, oh, no. That's, yeah. And then maybe not the end a little bit. I don't really care about the end, but that's okay. That's great. Everything great. Thanks.
I have a question, but unrelated to everything else. Now that things are a bit more stable, what became of Enzo Cool?
He went on a hunting journey with his sons
He is to redeem himself.
That.
I hope they did not choose to introduce him to the elephant people.
I do too.
Fragile. One elephant would squish him like a worm.
He'd probably try to sell it car insurance or life insurance. Not car insurance.
Car insurance.
Wagon insurance.
Wagon insurance.
He would ask the elephants for tea. And yes.
And be very upset that they didn't have his specific desired tea at the right temperature with the right amount of spices and the right amount of honey.
And remind them constantly, day in and day out, that they are a failure.
Exactly.
And ask them for money all the time. And understand the creative process.
Well, now you're getting personal.
Yes, I am.
Yeah.
I wish he could hear us now.
I feel like Greka would look at the director and just be like, the law does not have a lot of creative flexibility.
I know. I don't write them. If I wrote the laws, it'd be great.
If you wrote the laws, there would be corruption everywhere, but that's not the point.
You guys will rest and prepare for your last day of travel. Anything you'd like to do? Do you anticipate finally coming to contact with this dragon pillar?
I guess I would like to do praying to spend the night in prayer to goes right to pray for favorable weather conditions. So like if it's a case where like we know the Dahaks people it seemed like they were powered by fire and stuff, right? Like when we were fighting the voice and stuff.
It was
that was
flame and smoke.
Okay. Because like if I can do prayers for rain, that could be cool.
It might help in you do what you do know about the Cinder Claws is that they do employ attack by fire. They use wildfires.
Okay.
To crush their enemies, so it could be useful eventually. Also, Sailix, would you like to join in on that? You can put your money where your mouth is, or
Yeah, no, he would pray.
Yay!
Welcome to my religion.
He wouldn't pray the whole night though.
Yeah.
With her, he would pray half the night with her to her god, and then he would pray the other half or commune with his god in a meditative trance.
How exhausting that you feel that bitter silence, as if the god's not ready to speak to you yet. God's is different. You feel a presence. It's like a breeze, like a saltiness. You're at sea again when you pray to God's Ray, and you don't get that with the God of Redemption. And you might think you know why, but you can't be sure. But the last day of travel is exhausting. You guys.
Before we traveled, I did want to like ask Jossie about what he said about consuming, becoming the darkness to defeat it.
Perhaps you should speak to Enzo Cool. He is Khalidi.
He doesn't remember that life.
He does. If he says he does not, he is a liar. And when he returns, if he returns, he will tell you.
Are you Khalidi?
I am. He points to the gold jewelry all along his body.
Do you fear being consumed by the darkness? Or do you actually embrace it for its usefulness?
It is not useful. It is poison. But it is a sacrifice we, Khalidi, have already made. The choice was made thousands of years ago. So we are okay. But it is no gift. I hope he sees that.
I don't know that he does.
We should move.
Before we leave, I'm gonna find a distinctive tree and hide my my pendant like in the tree so that I can find it later on.
Oh, on the path? Okay. All right, let me make a note of that so my continuity makes sense. All right, and you are at crepuscular darkness. It's not dark yet. It is just approaching dusk. And you're exactly where the map should tell you. In a bit of a flat clearing, you spot it. This is the end of the 7th day. You're aching, begging to see this pillar at this point. Just something to tell you to stop traveling. You've been walking. It's been a week since you encountered the elephants, and you almost wish it was that terrifying because just days and days of traveling, trudging through the jungle, is it's enough to break somebody, but not you guys.
Well, Reika's back at home, so you know she's like, yeah, I recognize this.
In the jungle. So, let me give you the image, because there you see it, standing 20 feet tall, smoke billowing out from the sides, a gem at the top of the stone base of the wooden pillar, obsidian black, glowing like a black light. Do you approach it?
I will.
Anybody else?
Detect magic.
Can I do?
It is magical.
I want to
Just
do
making sure.
religion check to basically understand like the faith element of it and how we can fuck it up.
Yep. This is a wow, you did excellent on that. This Dragon Pillars channel worship of the god of destruction, Dahak. This is feeding in. You know that this color is it's similar to prismatic magic. You can expect the other pillars to be different. They vary in some ways, and in their difference, they sort of unite to focus energy in some other direction. It's kind of like a radio tower. It's sending energy out, and with that you can locate it. It's in the direction of the skull on the map that Rune has. The fortress in the center of their territory. It's feeding something to it, some protective magic, some magic to bolster some dark corrupted engine in the jungle. But beyond that, you know it's from Dahak. You know it's not ancient. They're built, I mean, in the last few decades. These things might have even come up while you were young.
So the next question I have is like, because you said it was like prismatic energy or whatever. Like, do I get a feel for you know, how we can destroy it, or is it like, because basically like I don't want to like hit it with lightning and then have that like feed into it or whatever.
Right.
And the other question I have to ask is it raining?
It isn't raining.
Okay.
Not cloudy. You do realize it's dangerous, but perhaps you realize it a tad too late, because you notice Monica approaching the black crystal in the center, about 10 feet up, fires a beam.
I'll be like, no!
Pitch black energy, like a laser, directly at Monica.
Can Rune do anything? I have a thing, but it'd be more. Yeah, I just want to know if there's anything Rune could do.
Yeah, that thing did a nat 20.
I don't know if I don't know if you're gonna.
I'm not dead yet, I don't think.
Nope. Let me find your particular flavor of effect here.
Of unpleasantness.
Yeah.
It's fine. I haven't been seriously injured in this campaign yet.
To Mr. Smith, not yet.
Okay.
But Monica, make a reflex save.
Okay.
For me. Reika, because you did spot this, you can call out.
Yeah. I'll be like, no, get back!
See what this beam does.
I can try and dispel the magic. I don't know if that's gonna do anything.
Just let it happen.
Okay. I'm okay with that. That's fine.
I'm okay with being a sacrificial.
Monica,
Mhm.
R.I.P.
you fall to the ground. You feel fine.
Huh.
Something struck you, knocked the wind out of you. Does anybody move closer to help her up,
Yes.
or
I mean, you know,
Yeah, a little
I
bit.
would be like again, like Reiko would have screamed like stop.
right?
So like if Rune goes to move, like I'll be like, hang on a second. Like you can't help her if you're also going to get zapped.
Do I get thrown back as well, or just knocked to the ground?
It got you back about 5 feet
Okay,
from
and
the sheer force.
I'm just winded at this point.
Yeah, and then as you stand up, you're a bit lightheaded. Reika, you notice first as Monica turns around. Her eyes are solid white. Monica, your vision doesn't return from that dizzy spell. You cannot see.
Why? I feel I'm not dead, right?
Stepping out from the trees, just below the pillar, at 8 feet tall, you would almost recognize this to be like a Charuka that came through the portal. The monkey people, but far more sinister. Red scales, wings, like a half dragon hybrid, furiously fuming the smoke, and it points at you, Monica.
I can't see it, so
She dies first and steps forward. That's where we're going to end it tonight, guys. Thank you for finding the dragon pillars.
Yeah.
Look at that.
I feel
Yes,
like
welcome to Dark Souls.
next
I'm ready.
next spell I prepare will probably be restore senses. Seems like a good idea.
this is gonna be amazing.
Well, yeah. So, thank you everybody for watching. This has been Pathfinder, second edition, Age of Ashes campaign. This is book 2. We're halfway through it.
Oh man.
This is like session 17. So, well done, cast. This has been an excellent experience with great role playing and character development all about. I want to end before midnight so people can actually get some sleep ahead of Monday because like the economy is going back to normal and stuff. So, but let's do our outros. Let's start with Alex.
Oh, me. Hey, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm Alex. You can find me here every Sunday and every Monday, either in Cult or my Star Wars game. So totally check us out. Yeah. Have a great week.
Woo. Daniel.
Hi, I'm Daniel. I hope you guys had a great time watching. You can catch me here every Sunday, Friday, and every other Monday with Alex's Star Wars game and my Scion game at 8:30 on Fridays. So I do hope to see some of you guys there. Thanks for watching.
Mr. Smith.
Hello, I'm Mr. Smith. You can catch me here. Well, here specifically, actually. This is the only time my face is ever shown, so to speak. But if you want to read about my musings on cybersecurity, psychology, or scotch and gaming, go check out IamMrSmith.com.
Jen.
Hello, I'm Jen. I go by Savage Sparrow on the internet. And you can find me with Penny for Sale every Sunday here for Pathfinder and every other Monday for Cult. Otherwise, when I install OBS and get all my stuff together again because my computer broke, I stream on my own channel, usually in the afternoons or whatever at Savage Sparrow. And I also run an awesome shop for nerdy shirts and accessories at savagesparrow.com.
Ooh. Spence.
Hi, I'm Spence, and I live here. You can see me here for our Sunday games with Pathfinder every other Monday on our Cult game, and then occasionally I'll show up for a one shot, and I'm hoping we get to do a couple of fun one shots in the near future. Additionally, I stream on my channel, Resident Moon, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday from 9 p.m. to 11 or later. I do either crochet or gaming. Right now, I'm on a Destiny 2 kick. So there's that. Also, if you look underneath the director, Alex, there is a heart, bell, and a subscribe button. If you do that, that really helps support the channel, and we would highly appreciate it if you enjoy our content, if you could help support us. We do also have channel points, which our moderators will be monitoring while you're in the chat. So there's that. And we also have a Facebook page, and that's where we post all of the games that we do outside of this channel. So check us out on Facebook, Petty for Tail. Our illustrious leader, Mitchell, says that he will be running a one shot on Symbaroum on Wednesday.
For Victory Condition Gaming.
So
and also shout out to most of us in chat, right? Like most of us on stream, we're gonna be here same time tomorrow for Colt, where we get just absolutely
we
wrecked.
just lost a
So
person.
tune in, but you
R.I.P.
gained one.
Wes.
R.I.P. Wes.
It's fine.
Sad times, but that's it for me, guys. Good job, cast. Thank you. Thanks for watching, and we will see you next week.